gonna do what a man wants to do.
VVS all on your wrist. Make you my wife, you no longer my bitch.
Let's get it. My name is Will. I'm the host of this show, the number one Polynesian podcast in the world.
Drippin' in Versace. All these other hoes trying to copy.
Women tend to bounce around in relationships. They can't stick and stay in a long-term relationship.
Again, don't agree with this.
So let's say, are you still in it? Are you still in it?
No. So you're basically saying I'm a whore.
This content is not suitable for the children under the age of 18 without adult supervision. Please be advised.
So I just wanted to take the time and make this video to apologize to absolutely nobody. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another session of the Kava podcast After Dark session, live out of San Francisco on this beautiful Saturday night. As you guys can see, I'm joined by a full panel of beautiful ladies here tonight. We have another hot topic for you guys to discuss. We have a great discussion, some great show for you guys. So get your popcorn ready. As always, I also want to give a shout out to all my subscribers, people that always tune in to my live shows. Thank you so much for all you guys out there always tuning in, always showing support. I see Brian on the live chat already. I see Rami Steve Blake here for the first time. Hey, good to see you. Thank you for joining on the show. And I see Robert Ramirez already posted a comment early right before the show. So thank you so much. You guys already know. If you see value in the content and want to support the channel, smash that like and subscribe button real quick. Of course, as always, don't forget, this is a public show. So if you guys are tuning in, there is a way for you guys to join on the podcast virtually. A lot of you guys asked me through Instagram. I do want to join the podcast and have a conversation with the ladies, but I'm not from the Bay Area. So there is a way. If you do want to jump on and be part of the podcast with us from anywhere in the world, you have to become a supporting member on my locals. That link is in the description below of this video. Click on that link, become a supporting member, and you'll be able to get the link and join us on the last 45 minutes of the show. So if you do want to jump on, be part of us, be part of this conversation, we have a good topic to discuss tonight. Definitely sign up, become a supporting member. And of course, you get exclusive perks, exclusive content on there, the pre-show, after-show vlogs, and of course, the direct access to me, and also the opportunity to jump on and be part of the podcast. All right. I also see Unique Blake on here. See a lot of new faces on the live chat. Let's get that live chat popping. Don't forget, this is a live show. This is a live stream, so I always encourage you guys to participate. Let me know what you guys think about the topic we're discussing tonight. And of course, but don't be a ninja watcher. Don't be a creep. All right, don't just watch this and be silent the entire time. Don't be weird. Don't make it weird, okay? But say what you have to say. Let me know what you guys think. Whether you agree or disagree, I'm always open to open conversation to hear from the different perspective from all the men and women. And of course, to all my moderators. So I know, Brian, I just made you a moderator on the live chat. So a lot of you guys are moderators on the live chat. So I appreciate you guys. Do your thing on the live chat. Keep that live chat popping. If you're a moderator, get everybody involved in the live chat. Tell them to like and subscribe. Tell them the opportunity to super chat. So if you want your voice to be heard, if you want to share your opinion and your voice to be part of the podcast, you have a specific question you want to add on, or opinion you want to add on to us, you can drop a super chat. It's pinned to the top of the screen. Drop a super chat, and I'll be able to put it on the screen for you guys, read it out, and then we have an opportunity to, as a panel, to respond to any questions or anything you guys want for us to talk about. So it's a way for you guys to also to have your voice to be heard on the podcast, but also to support and financially support to the channel. So thank you so much for everybody that always supports me financially through the super chats. All right. But nevertheless, that's pretty much all my YouTube stuff. I'm just trying to think anything I'm leaving out. If I did leave something out, I'll definitely come back to you guys. But nevertheless, shout out to the live chat real quick. Shout out to all you guys. I know everybody that's brand new to the channel. Thank you so much. And to all my haters, you already know. You already know.
Thank
all right. Right. I stand on business. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, we'll go right into it. All right. So before we have to start the show, we got to get some Kava flowing. All right. We got to get the Kava flowing real quick. So let's get some Kava in here.
Well, you can explain again what the Kava is.
Yeah. So if you're watching this, tuning in, and you're wondering, what the hell is this big brown bowl in front of us? So I'm Tongan. It's Polynesian. So in my culture is when we have a tradition that we usually when our families come together, especially the men, and they have conversations, they usually drink it over Kava bowl. Kava is just a root back in my home country, back in Tonga, that we ground it into a powder. We mix it with water, and we drink it. So that's hence the name Kava Podcast. We have conversations. It's just also another way to represent my culture and where I'm from. Okay, so, but we're gonna have some Kava tonight. All right, to all the Kava drinkers out there, shout out, salute to you guys. All right. Make sure you go back, spend time with your wives, okay? Don't drink too long. I know the wives be complaining, you guys drinking too much Kava and never going back home. So make sure you go and spend some time with your wives tonight. Don't overdrink, okay? All right, so I'll fill your cups. All right, let's put it inside. So no, I'll put it closer. There you go. All right.
Thank you.
And for those that might criticize why they're using plastic cups, because I know some of you guys are hardcore Kava. Where's the coconut bowl? Yeah, I broke the cups, so we only have 3, so I have to use the plastic cups. I know a lot of you guys always come for me if I'm not sticking to the traditions. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Oh.
I'm smelling it. I'm just smelling it.
All right. Cool. All right. So before we drink, traditionally what they always do is we always raise our cups, and then we say some words of endearment. Whatever if it's something motivating, something you want to share to just uplift everybody, and then after everybody has gone and shared their words of endearment, and then we drink. Okay. So my words of endearment tonight. Thank you so much, ladies, for making the time to be part of this podcast. Everybody that's watching. I just want to salute for the strong families, strong men and women going out there making sure they have build a strong relationship and taking care of their kids and family. That's my words of endearment. I'll pass it to you, Allison. You want to share your words of endearment?
With mine?
Yeah. Anything, some words of endearment you want to share to everybody?
To good health.
To good health. Okay. Alexa?
Yeah, and I'm just happy to be here with everyone. This is exciting. So, yeah.
Okay.
I would like to say you guys are all beautiful, and don't ever let anybody ever let you forget that.
Oh,
Okay.
I want to say health is wealth, and I'm thankful to be here with these beautiful ladies. Let's have fun tonight.
Okay.
I want to say thanks for having me back again, and I look forward to hearing what everyone has to say.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies, for coming.
All right. And then everybody just say Ofa
Afa.
Atu.
Atu.
All right. Ofa Atu, y'all. Thank you. Let's drink.
And Nastrovia.
What do you guys think?
It tastes like aloe vera.
Earthy.
Olivera?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
given like
Yep.
camping trip. But it's not that bad though. It's not bad.
Can't drink.
Like swimming in the lake, you know, swallow some water.
Oh, damn.
But no, it's not that bad though. It's not.
No. What were you, Alexa? What do you think?
it's good.
It's good?
It's good. Yeah.
Have it over ice.
It tastes
or is that
very
not traditional.
Yeah, earthy.
What were you,
Earthy.
Allison?
Very earthly.
Very, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I'm drinking straight from the dirt. You know,
The
in
best,
a good way.
yeah. The best description I've ever heard is healthy dirt water.
Mhm.
Like if you drink healthy dirt. Yeah.
Mm.
Dirt's
So-
actually good for you, by the way.
I feel it in my
The
mouth.
tingle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Numbness. Yeah.
You can feel the fungi up in your lips.
Love it. I love it. But nevertheless, all my Kava drinkers out there, I know they always remind me I got to drink my whole cup.
But
I got to drink my whole cup. They always give me a hard time. You drink your whole cup. So I just drink the whole cup for you guys. But shout out to everybody out there. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, but one more time. All right. But let's get right into it. Let's get right into the show, ladies. We already have the topic we're going to discuss tonight. So are men only as faithful as their options? Okay, interesting conversation tonight. So let me just play this video I saw that went viral on TikTok. and then we're going to react to it. And of course, you guys watching on the live stream or the live chat, you guys also get to react to it as well. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree or disagree? Do you guys believe that are men only as faithful as their options? So let me know what you guys think on the live chat. But as I'm playing this video, let me know what you guys think and as we're reacting to it together. Okay. So let me play the video. Right, there we go.
Conversation about cheating real quick, because I guess I hold a controversial opinion on this matter, which is that most men, not all but most, are only as faithful as their options. And I personally believe that the more in demand and sought after a guy is, the more access to women he has, the more likely he is to exercise those options. And I think if you're going to go for that type of dude, you need to know what comes with the territory. I'm not saying, again, that this is a good way to be. What I am saying, though, is there are plenty of women who are actually willing to share because they know they're getting something out of that situation. It doesn't mean they like it, but they're willing to. And I think if you're unwilling to, then it's better to date men who are not prone to that. For example, guys who are on the road a lot for work, or really good looking, or really high net worth, or really young, or men who are famous. Why? Because again, they're surrounded by temptation. It's almost like if they know they have a perfectly healthy salad at home, but they're surrounded by cupcakes, it's hard to not want to take a bite out of one of those cupcakes. I mean, some men will have the willpower, but a lot won't. So I think if you don't want that, then go for a guy maybe who is more your financial equivalent, or just not as wealthy, or a guy who's older and has already had his fun, or a guy who's really religious, or a man who is not on the road a lot. You know, he's at home, or he just doesn't have access to as many women. Because if you are going to, again, sign up for those types of really in-demand dudes, and they are the most in demand typically, it does come with some sacrifice typically. So that's my opinion, but comment what you think and follow me for more. Bye.
Okay. All right. All right. But before we get to share our opening thoughts about the topic, I totally forgot. We got to do the intros. All right. So everybody, we got to get some introductions real quick. A lot of people are watching. I know some of you guys here for the first time. Thank you, Renise, for coming back for part 2. So the intros real quick. I have it here. You can pass it around for everybody. Just your name, your ethnicity, age, your job, your status, because we're talking about relationships. And what are you looking for? Are you looking for a husband? You're looking for a sneaky link? Are you looking for a situationship? Whatever you're looking for. So I'll start with Renisa and we'll go down this way. Okay.
All right. Well, my name is Renisa. Ethnicity. I don't really put that down on paper. We'll say other. My age is 29. My job, I'm a stay-at-home mother. So I don't work jobs, bitch. I am a job.
Period.
Status, I'm married.
And you're married.
Yeah, and I'm married.
You got a husband.
I got my husband.
So my name's Christina. I'm African American. I'm 30 years old. I'm a full-time student. I go to Delta College. Shout out Mustangs. Okay. My status, I do have a boyfriend. He's very faithful. I love him. I finally found somebody that can make me happy. And I don't have to worry about him cheating on me, lying to me. So like, I'm in a great place right now. I love this man. Free JoJo. And if I was single, what I would look for in a man is, or a partnership, is someone that has what I have. Their own place, their own car, their job. Like, I'm not in a position to build anybody up anymore. Like, I've been building myself up. So when you step to me, you got to have everything that I have. That way we can build each other up together as one.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you. All right.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sabrina Syons. I am Native American and Mexican. I am 29 years old. My job on an RCFE residential care facility, I take care of elderly. I'm an administrator / business owner.
Okay.
My status, I recently just got a boyfriend.
Okay.
And what I look for, emotional maturity.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. My name's Alexa. I'm 29 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Mexicana y Hondureña. And my job, I'm an embodiment and mindset coach.
Mm-hmm.
My status, I am single. And
Mhm.
right now, I'm just happy getting to know myself finally. So, yeah.
Okay. No worries.
Hello, I am Allison, and I am white Caucasian. I'm also 25 years old. I currently just got my cosmetology license,
Okay.
and I am currently single, but I do have people. And what I look for is simply realness, authenticity, and the willingness to make an effort to people that you care about.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much. Shout out to the panel real quick. All right, thank you for ladies. Thank you for the great introductions. And I know you went to Delta. I'm from CCSF, so
Okay.
but appreciate you for all you guys for coming on for the podcast tonight. I see T's up on the live chat. Good to see you again. T's up on the live chat. Too lit to quit. Good to see you guys in the live chats. But ladies, we had a chance to respond and watch that video. So I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about the topic tonight? Are men only as faithful as their options? I'm gonna start this way. Allison, I'll start with you. Allison.
Oh, with what?
What do you think about the topic? Are men only as faithful as their options?
What were option?
Are men only as faithful as their options?
Men are never an option for me. I'm a lesbian, so
Yeah.
men are never an option for me. It's simply because I've had men in my life.
Yeah.
For those who need to know, I've had men in my life who were very, very good to me, but I couldn't reciprocate the same kind of love that they could give to me. So it wasn't their fault, but it also wasn't my fault. It's just the way it is.
Okay. All right. No worries. Thank you for sharing, Allison. All right. We'll keep it moving. I'll pass it to you, Alexa. What do you think? Are men only as faithful as their options?
I believe if the man does not respect himself and doesn't know his values and morals, then yes, he's only as faithful as his options.
Okay. All right. We'll keep it moving. Sabrina, what do you think?
I run both ways. So I do think men can be faithful, and I do think men can't be faithful as long as they have options. I've dated both.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I can say yes on both ends. There's a lot that goes with it. So I have a lot to say.
Okay. Thank you, Sabrina. I'll pass it to you, Christina. What do you think?
I definitely agree with Sabrina on that. I go both ways on it. Men can be faithful and cannot be. I think depends on like if you're comfortable with yourself, if you love yourself, you know your self-worth. A man could be with a woman and she could do everything, cook, clean, have sex, you know, she could do everything and he could still cheat because he's not happy with himself. So he's going to keep doing what he wants to do. But then also you have a man that won't cheat on you, but may be doing other things, lying or just, I don't know. It goes both ways. That's my opinion.
Okay. Thank you, Christina. And I'll pass it to you, Rainicia. What do you think, Rainicia?
Yeah, I think, Christina, for sure, you hit the nail on the head. Because, I mean, it really does kind of go both ways, right? I think men, I mean, if to sum up the answer, I would say yes, they really are only as faithful as their options. But of course, yeah, it does get broken down. Morals, upbringing, trauma,
Definitely.
therapy, like all those different things that men and women, but in this case, since we're talking about men, that men need to do in order to continue to even exempt that from the conversation.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say one more thing because
Yeah.
she just mentioned that trauma. A lot of people in general don't deal with their trauma. And like me, before I got with Joseph Jojo, I was single for a whole year. I had to give myself time to heal. And during that process, just dealing with my trauma helped me grow as a person, as a woman. A lot of men deal with so much trauma and it's not okay for men to be soft or talk about what they've been through. But when you start recognizing what you've been through and like how to deal with that, you're able to reciprocate the type of love that you deserve. So a lot of men, like it's just the faithful part, they don't know how to deal with their self and what they've been through because you bury that trauma. You have to be able to love yourself and go through it with yourself so you can reciprocate that love that you need and you deserve.
And not seek that outside validation, which
Amen.
is usually what it comes around to.
Definitely.
It's a man struggling with his own internal self, whether it's, he wants to have a better job, isn't making enough money, or maybe his home life kind of sucks a little bit, or, because that's usually what it comes down to with men and the other options. It's like, if he's got everything at home, has everything that he needs, he shouldn't entertain those options. But if he's not right within himself and his lifestyle, like he's probably going to entertain it a little bit
I
more.
think there's a lot of access to things these days too. There's social media that definitely changes men's view on things. They will follow women, even if they don't necessarily will pursue them. But there is that want there, you know,
Almost
that
like
temptation.
conquering. Or,
Yeah, and it's like something they can't have. So of course they're gonna try and go for it.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I do agree with a lot of you guys. You guys said that's a lot of men have gone through some trauma, whatever issues, and maybe they never had some came from a broken family, or maybe they have some issues with their mommy issues or daddy issues that can affect it. But I do read a lot when it comes to the intersexual dynamics of why men and women, why we choose and why we're attracted to each other. If you look at the research for men, because of the evolutionary psychology standpoint, the reason why they seek other options because for men we want sexual variety. It's just for us, we're programmed in a way, we're wired in a way to make sure we go out there and propagate and increase the species, right? So we go out there, we want to have sex, so that way we have an opportunity to procreate and make more babies so we can continue on civilization and the population, right? So that's, for us, it's just sexual variety. It's not really, of course, there's men out there with issues from the past, but for a lot of men, it's just they just want a variety of opportunity to have sex with multiple women. So I do want to ask you guys this. So I do see today's dating culture, and from the women's standpoint, from a woman's, what they want is the best man they can get. And I don't know if you guys see what's trending online with the culture with what women want. Have you guys ever heard of the 666? I want a man that's 6 foot tall.
Oh, yeah. Figures. Okay. I'm thinking like
six figures.
I'm like,
So you already know, Christina. You already know. All right. So 6 foot, 6 foot, 6 inches, 6 figures.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. All right. So
6 inches though.
So the thing is, if you want a lot of women, they want the most attractive, the best man they can get. Right. So the thing is, the men who are at that level are very attractive. They are going to be attractive to all women. All women want to be with this man. So he's going to have a lot of options. So I want to ask you your opinion. So what that lady was saying is if you are going to go with that specific type of man, then you have to understand as a woman going into that relationship is that he might cheat on you or he might exercise his option. That comes with the territory. Whether you want to agree with it or not, it's going to happen because he's going to get access to women. We live on social media, online. We're more connected than ever. Everybody's DMing each other. Everybody's had access towards each other. So these guys have all these options and all this access to thousands and millions of women, right? So I want to ask you guys that question. Do you guys agree? So there's a lot of women that have that mentality. I want the best man they can get. They want a man that has money. They want a man that's tall. They want a man that's handsome. They want a man that's well endowed, is good in bed, can give her sexual pleasure. So if you want that man, you have to understand that he's gonna cheat on you, even if he tells you he won't cheat, but he probably will cheat on you. All right. So if you can't handle the cheating, if you can't handle the infidelity, then just go be with the average guy. Just go with the average dude, average height, average income. So you can't have it both ways. So that's the conversation we're having now. So just to make it clear for everybody that's watching this right now, I'm against cheating, right? It's against, all right? So do you guys know where I stand? But I also understand as a man, I do also understand the psychology, the evolutionary psychology of sexual variety, because I do understand the urges that we all go through as men, right? So, but I want to have that conversation for you. There's this rhetoric for a lot of women that I want a high value, quote unquote, high value man, but I don't want him to cheat. And what that girl was saying, if you want a high value man, you have to agree that he's going to cheat on you. So why don't you just settle for the average guy? And a lot of girls are saying, well, I don't want the average guy. Well, you have to choose. All right. You have to choose. So, but we can also talk about the solutions. There is ways to find a high value man. I think she offers some solutions. Go find a man that's religious, traditional. If you can still find guys who are still high value and very attractive, but they're also very based in their values and being committed to their woman. So it's possible. We can talk about that later. But I just want to talk about we're talking about modern day dating. There's a lot of girls. You don't know how many times I've had girls come on this podcast like, I want 666. I'm not selling for anything less. I know my worth. All right. So if you could, and then they also complain about those very same guys that they had sex with or they have a relationship with. none of those guys that have that 666 are not giving them the commitment they want. And I have to explain it to them like, well, those guys have options. So they're gonna exercise their options, and when they're ready, they're gonna pick their woman. And you gotta hope it's you. But there's a lot of variety out there. So
Sometimes they don't pick.
sometimes they don't pick, right?
Yeah.
And the problem is there's only a small percentage of those guys, and it's like 20%, 80% of women all want these men, and they can't wife everybody. So just go with the average guy. But a lot of women saying they don't want to be with the average guy. So let me pass it back to you. What do you guys think about you women?
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead. Respond.
Okay, so I dated a high value man.
Okay.
Lots of money, lots of cars, very handsome, 6'1". Dick was mid though. I have to say that. So not everything. Didn't have everything, but he did have 2 women, and I was okay with it at the time. There did come a moment where, obviously she wants commitment, I want commitment, and he had to pick one or the other. And that did not happen, right? Because obviously for him, he chose both women because he had 2 women that completed a package as one woman.
Yeah.
Whatever the other one couldn't give him, he chose the other one, could give it to him.
Okay.
So I've been in that situation. I got myself out of the situation because it never ends up working out. It just doesn't, and even being a high value man, I think it wasn't because he was a high value man. I just think he was very selfish and he considered himself a high value man, but he really wasn't, because if you're a high value man, you can be a high value man and be committed at the same time. So at the end of the day, I don't think that it makes you a high value man, right? Because your values are not there.
Okay. All right.
Keyword here, values. Girl.
When if you don't mind me asking, in that relationship, so eventually you found out that he was cheating, right?
Yeah.
Why did you tolerate it for a long time?
Because I myself I'm very independent, and I liked my time away, and so for a minute I was like, you know what, this will work because she can have him 50% and I'll have him 50%. The other 50% I will focus on my life, my friends, and what I want to do. And I was okay with that for a while. Okay. But then you just have to be honest with yourself and realize that yes, that 50% is great for a small amount of time. Yeah. And then you get over it. You want more from the man, and then he can't offer you more. He just can't. And I will say as far as this, that man that I knew was very narcissistic. And I feel like a lot of these times, these men that are not committed, they have a lot of narcissistic traits. And that's what I do have to say. Okay.
All right. Anybody want to add on to that?
I feel like with the 6 figures, 6 feet, all that, I've never set that tone. I've always been like, what I bring to the table is what is given. So like, you're going to attract what you're going to receive. So like, if a woman wants a man that has 666, well, what do you have? Like, you have to value yourself too. Like this is crazy. I've never, well, now I do, but before I had never set the tone for myself on like, well, Christina, what do you want in a man? What are you looking for? Because I didn't know what I wanted in myself. So that's not a woman to sit there and say, well, this is what a man needs to have for me. But what are you bringing to the table too? Like, it's called a partnership. Yeah. So that's 666. That's just crazy as hell. If you want 666, you better be willing to deal with an ass whooping. I'm serious. Violence, narcissistic. It's like there's a lot that comes with that, especially if that man built himself up to become that. He ain't gonna tolerate certain shit, and he is gonna cheat because he's already built that status quo up, like he can have whatever he wants. Yeah. And like,
because not only do you see him as a high value man, he sees himself as a high value man. And that tends to be very selfish in a man.
Mm-hmm. And that becomes a problem. Like you have to set the tone and the value for yourself as a woman. Like if you want your man to be 666, then you better have 10, 10, 10. Period. Yeah. That's just how I feel like that. I'm like, whoever started that 666, they're crazy as hell.
Okay. Well, let me ask this question. Does anybody here want that? Does anybody, well, besides, because you're married, but besides everybody else, does anybody here want a 666?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. Because like I'm still trying to become a 6 for myself. It's like, like I said, you attract what you bring. Okay. So it's like, how can you sit there and say you want a 666, but you a 444? Okay. I'm just saying, like, you got to live in your reality and keep it 100. Like, you shouldn't just say like you deserve a 666.
Okay. I got to ask this question for the fellas in the live chat. Oh, did you want to say something?
I just wanted to say something what she was saying. no matter who he is, if he gives a shit about how you feel about the situation, he should not be able to make you feel like you have to adapt to his certain lifestyle just because he's behaving a certain way. You know what I mean? So, sorry. So, I'm saying this in the most respectful way. I think you should communicate with him that this is making you feel a certain type of way.
Well, I'm no longer with him.
Yeah.
Because of that reason.
Okay.
I dropped this
Thank
ass.
God.
Okay.
Okay. I was like, there's something you need. Okay. So for anyone out there, if you are feeling uncomfortable, you would need to vocalize it. If you don't vocalize it, it's simply just going to continue. It's simply going to continue. You're going to continue to feel like shit, and you're going to feel like shit. So help yourself and just communicate it. It's going to be better. I promise.
Okay.
I promise. Okay?
Okay. I want to ask you, and then I have another question I want to ask the panel. But you've experienced the 666.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of girls out there that even if they went with the guy that's a quote unquote high value man that has a 666, there's a conversation to be said. A lot of them, it's once you have a taste and experience with a high quality man that has those characteristics, it's hard to date low. So if you've been with a guy that's 6 foot, makes a lot of money, even though he cheated on you and you leave him, but when you go back to the dating market, you're still looking for the same type of man, but just now you're looking for a man that's going to give you commitment. So my question to you is, do you still want those same characteristics? Or are you willing to date a man that doesn't have none of those characteristics?
Okay, so I'm going to address you and a comment that I seen.
Yeah.
There was a comment saying that I'm just as bad as him because I didn't value myself.
No.
And you were absolutely no. You were absolutely correct. I was in that relationship and I didn't value myself, and that was the entire problem.
Yeah.
Is I allowed myself to go through that, but that's why I left, because I realized I valued myself more than anything.
Yeah.
So I left, and now I value myself. So
Yes.
the 666 is a great thing to have, but it's not everything. So I would not date the same thing. Actually, no, I'm actually dating somebody a lot better. So.
Okay.
Nothing is ever guaranteed. It's more like you go through it and you speak about it because you've gone through it.
Right.
But well, I'm gonna touch on what you said about the 666. If you're a woman and you get with a man that has all that, and you're okay with him cheating because like you've already adapted yourself to that type of lifestyle.
Yeah.
So like I feel as women and as people in general, we become comfortable in our situations and then we lose ourselves, and then you leave. Like how you said. But some women are okay with that. They are okay with accepting, he may cheat here and there because with having a man that's 6 foot tall, 6 inches, and has 6 figures, he's going to attract a lot of different women.
Yeah.
So if a woman's okay with that, then that's fine. Like you got to choose what you're okay with and what makes you,
And also, if your man is so easily intimidated by other women, that tells you that he wants other women.
But like we're in 2023.
Yeah.
That's what it is now. People aren't doing that.
If he's like, oh, you're so fine, bitch, it's because he's looking for something that he's not getting, right? So if you're so fine, he will know that you're so fucking fine that he don't need no other woman. He just needs you because you're so fucking fine and he got you, and that's all he needs. That's a real man, right?
But that's not always true, right? That's not always true.
Yeah.
Like I hate to be bring this up, but Beyonce got cheated on. She's gorgeous.
Oh, Beyonce. Yeah. Oh, she looks
so
so
it's not always about looks.
It's not about looks.
It's not always about looks. You can be fine as hell.
Like Gucci
and a man will
and fucking
still
Cabana
cheat.
had a fucking
Yeah, go ahead. You say it.
I feel like, for instance, like my kid's father. Oh, I have 2 kids, by the way, you guys. Shout out Dominique and Kyrie. But my kid's father, I did everything for that man. Like cooked, clean, I worked, and he still cheated on me. And it's like you said, it's not about looks.
Is he part of the 666? Like, does he
Hell no.
Okay.
That nigga was 3, 2, 1.
Oh shit.
I mean, I'm not like that, but yeah, no, nope. Like you said, you could be pretty, be ugly. Men will cheat, women will cheat, whether if it's 666 or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go
I kind of want to go back to what you said earlier about you have to work on yourself first. You have to become a 10-10-10 and know your value. And women, when they're a 10-10-10, they got more options than men do.
Give me some.
Yes.
Yes.
But if that woman values herself, she's just not going to, she doesn't even see them as options. She doesn't even see them because she knows what she wants and she respects
Mhm.
herself. So she's going to attract that man who also is a 10-10-10 and respects himself.
Yeah.
They're going to attract each other just like, you know, you did and you're happy in your relationship.
But shouldn't that man know what you're worth no
Yeah.
matter what other woman comes by, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like going back what you said and what you said and also what you said. No man should be looking for another girl if you are fine as fuck in their eyes. In their eyes. Meaning you are the one. You are the diggity diggity. You are the jiggity jiggity. I don't know how else to say it. But you are the one, right? So it's like other girls can be attractive. Yes. But that's your girl. That's your girl.
I would say this.
Right.
I would say this. I don't have a problem with women saying they want a 666.
Mhm.
It's if you understand the biological nature of why we mate select and why we choose the things that we're attracted to as men and women. For women, the reason why you're attracted to a man's height is biological because you're looking for safety and security in a man. That's why you're looking for in a man. So a man that's you want to provide a protector, right? So when a man that's tall, he makes you feel safe that he's taller, right? If he's shorter than you, it's hard to feel safe around a man that you're towering, you're taller than him. As far as resources, his ability to provide income, the reason why a lot of women seek that trait is because you want to because if you have kids, you need a man that can financially provide and protect. And of course, the 6 inches, you want to have a good time and have a good time and make sure you guys have great intimacy, sexual intimacy, right? So you want a man that knows what he's doing in bed. So I don't really have a problem. I know there's a lot of men saying, why do women want 666? I think it's just biological. Men, we have certain things that we look for in women. And then women, you guys have certain things you guys looking in for men. But I think what women need to understand that if you're looking for that type of man, then you have to understand the territory what you're getting themselves into. That type of man, if you're not really making sure that you vet out that he has good, strong values and principles within himself and not just the characteristics, I think that's what's missing in the equation. Women just are looking for the superficial. Oh, he's 6 foot, he makes 6 figures, he's good in bed, but they don't really put in a lot of work to make sure that he has strong values, that he's gonna commit to you, that he's gonna make sure that he's loyal to you. All right. So I want to ask you guys because we gotta have this open conversation from both. I see it from both sides. I understand from the women's perspective, but I also understand from the man's perspective. And I think I believe that a man can be healthy. Because I know that's what I hear from a lot of women, right? Oh, this guy has to be trauma-based or he has problems, has low value. I think a man can be healthy and still step out. If you understand the impulses a man goes through and then the ability to, he wants just sexual variety. I do understand why, even though I disagree with it, but I do understand why men step out. A man can totally be happy with you and can totally be happy in a relationship and still step out. So I have a clip I want to play real quick. It's a presentation from, I don't know if you guys heard of Dr. David Buss. He explains why men and women cheat. I'm going to play that real quick and we can get to a chance to react to it. But I do want to ask you guys, so because one of the things a lot of the guys always say, well, if women are saying that they don't want a 666, but a lot of women will say that, but then when we look at the type of men that you're attracted to, it's always the guys that's taller and then you will never go for the guy that's shorter. So I was asked to go around the panel. What is your expectation? If you want to date a man that's serious, what is the height that you want your man to be? And of course, what's the minimum height that you won't give him no attention? Like, I'm not dating a man that's this height because I just don't feel like that I can feel safe and be provided and protected by this said man. So I just want to go around the panel. What's your height that you're looking for in a man? Or I know you date women, so we'll keep it moving. We'll keep it moving. All right, so start with you, Alexa. Alexa, what's your preferred height, and what's the height that's for you? That's too short for me.
Well, I've actually dated a guy shorter than me. I'm pretty tall for a girl. I'm 5'7", 5'8", and I dated somebody maybe 5'5".
Yeah.
And I liked him because of his beliefs and his values and his sense of humor, and that's why I was with him. But I would like somebody who is taller than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 5'11" maybe.
5'11" is like 5'11" is good for you. Okay, 5'11". Okay. Sabrina?
I mean, I've always liked tall men, but
Yeah.
I found that I have to go away from my normal likes and wants to find somebody that's probably I'm gonna end up with. I definitely would just go for somebody at least taller than me, and that's not a lot to say because I'm very short.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So you're good. Okay.
yeah, I'm okay.
Okay. Okay.
For me, you're definitely somebody taller than me, so I can look up to him.
Yeah.
Not like that, but yeah, maybe like 5'6", 5'7". I will not date nobody that's 4'11". That's too short.
Yeah, it's too short.
I can't
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can carry him. Yeah. Okay.
Straight to 411.
That's really short.
Yeah, I've never. I mean, I'm married. My husband is. I think he's like 5'10", 5'11". But yeah, I've always just been the kind of person where I just don't like men to be shorter than me, and I'm like 5'5".
Okay.
So I feel like the average height for a man is like what, 5?
I think it's 5'8". 5'8".
Okay.
Yeah, 5'8" for the average guy. Okay. All right. I see. Can I get some podcasts with a super chat donation? Hey, thank you so much, man. All right. Say salute to you, Will, and the panel. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. Can I get some podcasts? I appreciate you guys for being on here. So, okay. So just to be honest, I don't have to press the lie detector button. It's not 6 foot. You know, that's not your bare minimum because there's a lot of women out there saying I only want to date 6 foot and above. No? Okay, just making sure. Okay, so what about the income, right? That's the thing. A lot of women, they care about a man's income. And I think and for me personally as a man, I think that's very necessary. I think you should align yourself with a man that has the ability to financially provide and protect you. Just in case you guys have kids, that he has the ability to take care of his kids. I don't know why a lot of women have sex with broke ass men. That's another conversation. That's another topic to have. But when I ask you, as far as the ability to financially provide a lifestyle for you in the future, what are we talking about? So if you guys don't want 6 figures, but of course you don't want a guy that's making $20,000, $30,000 a year. He's not barely be able to take care of not only himself but you. So what's a ballpark for you, that the type of financial competency that he needs to bring to the table, especially if you're looking long term and starting a family? He has to have the ability to take care of his financial responsibility to you. All right, so we'll go again around the panel. I'll start with you, Alexa. What are we looking for as far as income?
Of course, 6 figures would be nice.
Yeah.
It's not a necessity.
Yeah.
If I like him, I like him.
Yeah.
Even if he's making 75K or 50K, if I like them, I like them. I'll help build an empire with them. So
Okay.
yeah, it's not a problem.
Also, another question I can add on to that: do you prefer a man that because I know a lot of you guys work, but do you prefer a man that has the opportunity to financially pay the bills and give you the option to where you don't have to work, but he gives you that option? Look, baby, I can take care of everything. I got you. But you don't have to worry about, if you want to work, go ahead, do your thing. But if you don't want to work, I got you already. Do you want that option? Do you?
Of course.
Yeah. You prefer that? Okay. All right. I pass it to you, Sabrina. What do you think?
Well, I mean, definitely don't want a broke man. I mean, nobody does.
Okay. Yeah.
No, we just want somebody that pretty much can provide. If you can provide stable, comfortable, I'm okay with that. Like I said, I did date a pretty wealthy man, so it was nice. I will have to say that.
When you say wealthy, like how wealthy?
Like million.
This multi-million. All right.
So yeah, so it was nice, to be taken care of. But I am that woman that has I am very motivated, so I am actually working on owning several businesses. So I can pretty much provide for myself. So I don't really have a lot to say about that. But, as a genuine woman want, it is super nice if a man would provide, and it's just, I hate that everybody hates that about now. Nobody wants to be like, oh, I want to be independent and I want to provide for myself. All these women, right? And then you hear a woman say, no, I would like a man to provide for me and I don't want to work in it. And all the other women look at her and all the other men like, you're just a gold digger. Why does it have to be like that? Why can't we just be traditional?
Yeah.
Traditional.
That's what men did, traditional.
And have the men provide for us and have that want and not feel so bad about it.
Yeah.
And that's, I think a lot of our generation, that's what they do. They make us feel bad for wanting traditional values and traditional ways, which I think is crazy. If a man wants to provide, let him provide. That's literally what he's supposed to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I do believe that. That's his purpose. I do believe a man's purpose and duty is to provide and protect his family. And also for you, I know you have multiple businesses, but if you happen to come across a man that, do you prefer him to rely on you guys to split the bills, or do you prefer a man to financially pay all the bills, but he also gives the option, hey, I got it.
So you're
But-
asking a hard question because I already know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this one.
Yeah. What do you prefer? A man that can, you have the opportunity to work together and depend on each other, or a man that got it, I got it, but you do your thing, but you don't have to, but it's not a necessity for
I like a man that will say he wants to provide and pay all the bills.
Yeah.
Not has to, wants to.
Wants to. Yeah.
Wants to provide and pay all the bills.
Yeah.
And then I will help
Okay.
because I want to.
Okay. All right. So you want a man that he wants to pay the bills.
Wants
all right?
to, not has
All
to or feel like he's
Yeah.
obligated.
Yeah. Shout out to all the masculine men out there that want that responsibility and duty and take good pride and honor to take care of the mother of their children. All right. Shout out to you guys. But we'll keep it moving. Christina, what do you think?
For me, I've always been like the breadwinner in my relationships, like in the past. So now that I'm with someone that actually provides for me, it feels great.
Feels great.
Like, it feels great. And my goal is to eventually make 6 figures myself.
Yeah.
So I only attract what I'm bringing. So like, of course I want my husband to make 6 figures, but if he doesn't, it won't be a big deal, but you can't be broke over here. And like what you said, a man that wants to provide, doesn't feel like he has to. Like, as a man, you're supposed to be able to provide for your family and protect your family. And that way your wife can, fall back. Like I had so much trouble with staying in a woman's place because I didn't know a woman's place because I was always the man.
Yeah.
So like now I'm learning how to fall back and let him take over because I don't have all that pressure on me to always provide, always do this and do that. And that comes with like being safety, having financial security, and loving your partner. So I don't think my partner has to make 6 figures, but I know I'll make 6 figures one day. So he better be making something close to that.
Okay. We'll keep it moving. Renicio. What do you think, Renicio?
Well, when it comes to how much a man makes, I mean, I do agree with ladies, 6 figures. I mean, who doesn't want that, especially in a state like California and how expensive everything is?
Yeah.
And with that being said, I mean, it definitely does take that kind of amount and the kind of culture in our society today to even be able to provide for like a family. If a man has that kind of mindset, I think, I mean, for me personally, right, for me to be a stay-at-home mom, like my husband has to work full time, but he wants to do that,
Yeah.
And it wasn't even something that he necessarily grew up having all the time, but I think just through examples saw that, had the drive, and just kind of achieved it. But he wasn't always a 6-figure earner. He had to build to get to that point, right?
Okay. I want to ask you this because I think there's a lot of women out there that want the 66666. They want to hire quote unquote, high value man, right? But I think there's a lot of women that find themselves in a situation like Sabrina. They get themselves with this high value man, and then they find out that he's dishonest and he's cheating and he's lying. And he's not being committed to her, right? So I think there's another conversation we said. Would you guys still take the 666 if he was up? Because I think the problem is the dishonesty and the deceit. That's where a lot of women get upset. So I think a lot of women said, I wish he was just upfront with me and told me in the beginning. So let me give you the same question. Say you met a man that's a 666, but he's upfront with you. He tells you exactly from the very beginning, look, I'm going to step out and when I have variety when it comes to other women, but he's saying that but you're my main woman. I'm going to provide for you. I'm going to protect you. I'm going to take care of you. You're the one I'm going to come home to. I'm going to take care of our kids. But I'm still going to step out here and there. I'll make sure to keep it private, and I don't want to embarrass you in public. So I'll make sure it's nothing that's going to make you look bad as a woman. But look, I'm letting you know this is what comes with coming with me, and it's up to you. Do you want to make that choice? If you can't handle that, don't worry. I don't want to lie to you, but I'll just be honest with you. If a man came like that to you, would you take that deal if he was very upfront with you and he told you, look, I promise I won't have other, like I'll get other girls pregnant. I'll promise that I won't embarrass you, but I'm still going to take care of my responsibility and my duty as a man to be your provider, protector. I'm going to make sure, but I'm going to let you make that choice. So I'm going to ask you that same question for you guys. Would you take that deal?
Okay.
If I could do the same
Go
thing,
ahead.
sure. Right? If the guy's going to be coming to a woman saying those things, it's like, okay, that's fine. That's gravy. And she can accept it. But me personally, I would say, all right, I'm going to be stepping out too. Like when you on the road doing you, I'm going to be doing me too. And I think that's only fair. I don't look at it as like, but I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. Well, the reason, because most guys, they don't want you to step out.
Mm-hmm.
So, but in their mind, it's like we're exchanging, we're making a deal. So the deal is when you come with me, I'm going to give you that lifestyle. I'm going to give you a very good lifestyle that most people are not going to experience. In exchange for that lifestyle I'm going to give you is I just want to be able to have sex with other women. So that's the way from their standpoint.
One hell of a lifestyle. That's all I'm gonna say is like I better be on the private jet for lunch on Monday. Like if it's like that, maybe then, right? Maybe you might be able to turn the blind eye. But
I mean,
he's gotta.
Say if you met that type of level man that he has $100 million in the bank, you guys are good for the next couple generations. So he can provide that private jet lifestyle. He's upfront with you. He's telling you upfront, look, I'm gonna give you this lifestyle that our future generation of kids are taken care of. The only thing is I'm gonna step out here and there when I go on business trips, but I'm not gonna wife those women. I'm not gonna let these women have babies. I'm not gonna make sure that they're known so that way it doesn't embarrass you. But you're my main woman. I'm gonna protect and provide you.
Man, that's a hard one.
So for you, it's hard. It's hard.
It's very hard one.
So you have to think about it. Okay.
I'm like, no, but you never know when you're in that position.
Okay.
You might think differently, right?
Yeah. It's different talking about it until it's presented to you. Like, that life. Okay, let me pass you to Christina. What do you think?
I feel like nowadays social media is kind of promoting that it's okay for a woman to be with a man as long as he pays her bills and takes care of him. Takes care of her, and he can still step out and cheat. That's promoted a whole lot in social media. That's just what it is. Like, yep, he paid my bills, take care of me, and he can do whatever he want to do. I don't care as long as he give me money. So, like, the question you're asking is, will you still be okay if the man is 100 with you up front? Like, you know what? I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna provide you with the lifestyle you deserve, but I'm gonna cheat here and there.
Yeah.
So, does it make it okay that he's keeping 100 with you? I guess if you're okay with that, like. Some women are okay with that.
Yeah,
like, and like you still paying my bills, taking care of me, so it's cool and it's fine. But then it goes back to values and morals, and self-respect. And but that is just right now they're promoting that so heavy on social media. This man pay my bills. I have a brand new Lexus. I have all this stuff. Yep, he can go ahead and cheat. I don't care because I got all this money. But it's like, damn.
What you really got?
Yeah, but that's promoted now. That's okay right now in this lifestyle today. Women are accepting that. Go ahead. Pay my bills and go cheat. So,
would you take that deal?
Because if you're gonna be out there cheating, level up.
You thought about it.
I did think about it. I thought about it. I did it. Because like money is just crazy. Sometimes it'll make you feel that way, with money. But it's like, I don't know. Well, that's a hard question.
It's like, it is.
It's a hard one.
That's fair. That's fair. I'll pass it. So you had a different experience that he was unfaithful and he was deceitful.
I had that option.
You had that option. Oh, did he give it to you?
Yeah.
Oh, he gave. Oh, so
he in the car.
Oh no, I'm saying is was he upfront with you with this cheating?
Yes.
So you took that deal.
I took the deal and it wasn't worth it.
Wasn't worth it. Oh, okay.
Yeah. You got to try everything once, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't got to use.
Yeah.
That's it.
I tried it. It just wasn't for me.
Was it for you?
Right. And it's crazy to me because you bash on either side, men and women of that situation. They're going to think you're wrong regardless. You bash on the man, because he's cheating and all this, you're wrong. You bash on the woman because she's allowing this, you're wrong. So either way, it's to each his own. So I can't say anything about it.
Okay. I just had a question in my mind. So you took the deal. How long, when you took the deal, how much time went into the relationship when you were cool with it until it started affecting you? Like, I don't want this anymore. So maybe like how long?
The last year I couldn't take it anymore.
Okay. So how long were you guys?
4.
4 years. So 3 years you were okay with it.
Yeah.
And after the 3, then the last year is.
Yeah. I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was not on him, at the end of the day, because he was upfront and it was obvious what he wanted. And I had more love for myself in the end. And I just
Did you know these women that he was sleeping with? Did you know, like, were you aware of who they are? Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, eventually,
Eventually.
But yeah, it just wasn't for me. It might be for some women, and
Yeah, okay.
it was fun while it lasted. But yeah, I can't say, and I wouldn't diss any woman or man that is going to go through that.
Okay.
It's their choice.
All right. So let me just read this super chat real quick. Can I get some podcasts? Shout out to you, man. Thank you. Can I get some podcasts? If you're out there working to make six figures, how will you have time to give him what he needs to feel appreciated? How will you make him a priority? So this is actually a good question. So we can kind of
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, just a moment break.
Good. You guys
You'll hear my clicking sound.
Okay. You guys are good. Yeah, you guys.
Oh, you give time. You have to kind of appreciate it.
Okay. All right, that's good.
Okay, hold on.
There you go. You guys can handle that.
So this is a
No, so this is the question that he wanted to ask you guys. Because there's a lot of women, because I know you guys mentioned you guys are independent, you guys are making your own money. So we live in a society today that's heavily encouraged, which I don't have a problem with making women to go out there and pursue a career if that's what they want. But a lot of women are prioritizing their career and not really investing to finding a man. So you guys already know that if you make six figures and above, you're working at least 80 hours bare minimum, right, to make that type of money. All right. So you're working a lot. So a lot of the challenges of when you work a lot is you don't really have time to go out there and not only find a man, attract the man that you want, but also be able to give him the attention that he needs to build a relationship because you're always working. All right. So you're always working, you're stressful, you're going through a lot of things, going through work, you're coming home. It's a hard thing to navigate as a woman. So that's this question for you guys.
Apparently, ladies and gentlemen, two of our ladies are out of the cat just because shit happens.
You guys are good. All right. So let's just switch the chairs real quick. So you can come this way and then you can just switch that way for the
Right here.
Yeah, so you go that one and then you can just go on this one. Switch over to Christina. Oh, yeah. All right. Cool.
There we go. The whole table with me.
There we go. Okay. All right. So, so just to respond to, can I get thumbs up conversation is the thing is there's a lot of women out there focusing on their career and going out there trying to make a lot of money. But then sometimes they're putting too much on their career and then they don't have time to find a man. And the thing is, as women get older, especially like 30s, 40s, they lose, biologically, there's a biological clock. You guys already know that it's hard to have children. And then the men that they want, the men wants to have children. So if he's meeting you and then you worked up most of your 20s, you're 30, 35, he's like, look, I can't have children with you. I want to go with a girl that's not only available because I have time to spend time with her because you're always working. It's so because you invested so much time in building a career. And there are studies out there and there's also research out there showing statistically a lot of women find it hard to get married or have children if they're heavily making the more money they make.
Right.
So I want to have that conversation just to respond to it. Can I get some podcasts? The women out there saying I'm independent, I can go out there and make a business and make six figures. What's your thoughts about that? Make career versus family. I'll start with you, Alexa.
Well, you have to know what your priority is.
Yeah.
If making money is your priority, then you have to communicate that to your partner. If you want a family and your partner wants to build a family, you have to make that a priority. So just getting your priorities straight. And if I'm making money, I'm making money with my partner. We're making more than six figures together. So we're going to be working together, spending every day together, making that money. So. Okay.
What about you, Sabrina? What do you think?
I think it's just finding time for each other. It's a choice you make. It's either you go full head on into the business and you communicate with your partner that that's pretty much where you're at right now and you're not ready for the family life. That should be communicated. And if that partner is right for you, they can go along with it, right?
Yeah.
If they're not right for you or if they don't want to be put through that, that's okay. They can leave if they choose to. So it's always working with them, communicating with them, being completely obvious about your whole intentions.
Yeah.
And then it's a choice whether or not you want to find some time during your business to start a family. I personally think that these day and age, you can do both. It's hard. It's not easy at all, but you can do both.
Okay. And then Christina, what do you think?
I feel like it just all depends on like your job, your career. I mean, you can work a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday and have holidays and weekends off and still make 6 figures depending on what you went to school for, what's your degree. Like, what are you doing with your life? So as a person that does work 2 jobs, I'm a full-time student and a full-time mother. I have time for everything. I'm a mom. I'm a woman.
Yeah.
So we can do that. Like, I mean, his question is very valid. Like, how will you still find time to please your man or be there for your man if you're making 6 figures? That means you're going to be gone a lot. But it depends on the job description. Like, what are you doing? What's your career? If you're making 6 figures, you're doing what you want to do. You're not just working a regular job here and there. Like, you're doing what you were meant to do with your careers. So I think you should still be able to find time, like she said, communicating with your partner. But that's setting up dates. You still have to improvise and add that in the relationship.
Yeah.
Setting up those dates, like, and those time you guys can spend some time together. Keeping the motion, keeping the action there. It shouldn't matter if you're making 6 figures or if you're always busy. Just setting the tone and communicating.
Yeah.
That way your partner doesn't feel left out. I feel like my partner should also be working too and busy.
Yeah.
How am I making 6 figures, but you got a lot more free time than me? We should both have, like you said, both have a career. My partner doesn't have to make 6 figures like me, but we should both be working a job to where we are busy, but then setting those dates and setting those times to have that bond, creating that boundary. That way you still have time for your partner.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know you said it's hard, but still possible, right? But I don't know. It's what happens is women, they tend to date economically across or above.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're making 100,000 as a woman, you're typically looking for a man that makes the same amount of income or more. So what happens is, especially those men who are making that type of income, they're attracting a lot of women as well, right? So they're gonna find a woman that has more access and they have time to spend time together. Because if you're constantly working all the time, it is really hard to build a relationship. And for a man who, especially a man that's masculine and wants children, and he knows what he wants, and specifically that's the type of man that most women are looking for. He knows, like, I want to spend time with this woman, but she's always working. But I also have another woman that's same type of qualities and things this woman brings, but she has time. And not only she has time, but she also wants to just be a wife and a stay-at-home mother. And that's more complementary. The thing is, for me, I think when it comes to the things that we're attracted to, I think relationships should complement our traits, should complement each other. So if the man's hardworking, making 6 figures, going out there and hustling to provide and protect the family, it's better for him to partner with a woman that stays home. So when he comes back from work,
that makes sense.
They have the opportunity to spend time with each other, and they can build a relationship and build some intimacy. But if you're both working all the time, you don't really have time to come back home and spend time with each other. Your schedules can conflict. You're both stressful because you're going through things at work, and you come home and you guys have to bring those stresses at home. But as a man, if the woman's staying at home, she's just taking care of the kids. She's just looking for her husband to come home. So the reality is it's really, really hard for a woman. And typically what happens is, for those women who are making 6 figures to making more money, they eventually have to settle for a man that's not the man that they really want.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not the man that makes 6 figures. They have to settle for a man that's less. But what they find long term is, even if they settle with this man, since it's not the man that you really want, eventually you're going to lose attraction for him eventually, because you still want the strong masculine provider protector.
Right.
So
here's the thought. It's just a thought. So men typically who make a lot of money, they want to stay at home mom. They want the wife to be around all the time. And so during her time, she'll have her children. She'll have lots to do. It's a full-time job.
Yeah.
Right? So she will not go out and not be faithful. There's really no time for it.
Yeah.
But if it's vice versa and the woman's making a lot of money, she has to find a man that makes a lot of money, because they understand that the lifestyle they live. But if she dates a man that doesn't make as much money and he has more time, doesn't that give him more options to go out and be unfaithful more than a woman would, because she's stuck at home with the kids?
So if a woman that's making more money, she partners with a man that stays home, that's what you're saying?
Yeah, well, not necessarily say so, but she partners with a man that makes less money and has less commitment to his job, so he's around more often. He has more free time on his hands.
I don't that man that stays home, I think he can be faithful because
He can be.
he can be. What the reason why I think he can be because usually the men like that who are not out there be hustling and having those qualities to be very attractive, those guys don't have a lot of options. So you don't really have to worry about him being unfaithful because he's typically not the man most women are looking for. Most women are not gonna, I mean, most women don't want a man to stay at home, right? Most women want to provide a protector. So if a man decides, you know what, I want to be a stay-at-home dad, which is possible.
It's possible.
Which is possible, but that's not what most women are looking for. Most women, if you told them in a date, I want you to work and I'm gonna be a stay-at-home dad, I would argue like 90% of those women are gonna walk off and I want a man. I want to provide a protector. So that's my issue with that is even as a woman, you're very successful. Even if you choose a man that wants to be a stay-at-home dad because you can't attract the men in your level, eventually you're gonna lose attraction for the guy because at the end of the day, it's hard for you to respect the man if you're the one playing the role of a man in the relationship. So you're gonna look at him and like, oh, he's feminine, right? So I think women are always attracted to masculinity. You want to provide it's biological. So that's why I do see if a lot of guys that the women, you know, I found a man that wants to stay at home. Okay, we'll just see. It's a matter of time because you're very successful. You make a lot of money. Eventually, you want the man at that same level, but you have to settle for this man because you couldn't attract the man that you really want. And I don't think it's healthy to settle. I think if you settle for somebody you don't really want, I think eventually over a long period of time, you're gonna get tired of it and then still go back and you might end up cheating yourself. All right. I think can I get some podcasts? Okay, there we go. Another super chat. Women making high six figures usually don't have families centered mentally, so a lot of men would rather not date women who might put money over family. All right, appreciate you. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. Can I get some podcasts? I mean, that's the conversation. I mean, that's a topic that's always discussed today. Like, I want to ask you guys a question. You know, what is more important in life, a successful career or a successful family? Because I think a successful career and a successful family is still going to involve a lot of work. Right? I know we live in a society today that I don't know. I do see if a lot of women who are very successful, they'll kind of shame the woman who wants to stay at home. I don't think there's a problem if you want to be a woman. Like, there are a lot of women out there that don't want to work and they don't want to build a career. They don't want to make six figures. They don't want to build a business. They just want to be a mother. Like, I just want to spend time with my kids and I want to raise my kids. And I think being a mother is one of the best duties to have because you're raising the next generation. All right. And raising kids is a lot of work. That's why it's hard to do both. Right. We're not meant to do both roles. We're meant to partner up and have those roles shared together. We're better together than apart.
Right.
Right. So, but there is a lot of influence over there we see on social media that a lot of women are saying that go out there, get that bag, get that business, get that degree. That's more important than family. But as we see statistically over time, once you get to that point, it's hard for them to attract a man. It's hard for them to have family later on. So, but there are a lot of women that choose, you know what, the best time for me is to have kids is in my 20s. So I'm going to spend time finding a good man that's going to provide, protect for me. And I'm going to work on the things that's going to make me a good mom. It's going to make me a good wife. You know, that I can do my little duties at home to raise a good household for my man so he can come home and to a beautiful and peaceful and great home. A lot of women want that. So they put more of their time and energy into that instead of a job. So I want to ask you guys that question. What do you guys think? Do you think it's, because we can't have both? Because the reality is there's a lot of women that say you can't have both. You can have both, but if you look at statistically, you can't have both. It's either you choose one route. If you want to be successful, great. And I don't really have a problem with what you choose as women. But the thing is, you have to understand the consequences from your decisions. So if you want to go out there and be successful, understand that it's going to be hard for you to find a man later on. So you're going to have to accept that, go into that territory. But then a lot of women would be successful. I don't need a man. I make my own bag, be independent. I can do my own thing. And later on, because these men are not wifing them up, they'll blame the men. You know, the men are all trash. The men are the problem. Well, you spend most of your time working. You didn't really have time to go out there and date the men that you really wanted. So it's either you have to choose either or. But for the sake of the conversation, you can't say both. What do you guys think? What's more important?
Well,
building a successful family or building a successful career?
Right. Well, I kind of feel like women these days are feeling forced to work
Yeah.
and having a good job just as a man, because men want 50-50 these days. They just do. They're asking for 50-50.
Let me correct you. I think non-masculine men are asking for
Right.
50-50.
Yes.
Masculine men do not
But
ask
right
for 50-50.
now, non-masculine men are kind of taking the lead on where men stand right now.
Yeah.
Ask any woman, she'll probably come across a non-masculine man more than she comes across a masculine man.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is right now. So we're kind of put in a position, forced to have to work and have this mentality of wanting to do business and take care of ourselves in order to please all these men out there.
Yeah.
And then I would say for me, though, to be honest, if I didn't have to work, I wouldn't work. I would be a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah,
I would be.
You would prefer
If I
that.
was given the choice, yes, I would be. I would be a stay-at-home mom. I would choose family over business.
Yeah.
But I've been in so many positions where I'm stuck struggling after, relying on a man, and then he wants to throw you out the door, and what you're stuck with? Nothing.
Yeah.
So you have to have money and you have to work.
Yeah.
So if you find a good enough man that's going to take care of you, that's going to provide for you, and is going to stay by your side regardless, and you just know he's the one, then yes, absolutely. I think any woman would be happy to be like, yes, let me be a stay-at-home mom, and we'll do the roles that we were created for.
Yeah. No, Alexa, you want to add on to that?
Yeah, I agree. I would rather have a successful family than a
Yeah.
successful business. But until the right partner comes, I'm going to be working on my successful business. And
Okay.
when it's time to build that family, I'm going to set my priorities straight
Yeah.
and work on that successful family.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right. I think I don't have a problem. I understand. I think we live in a time today where I understand that women have to work because you have to work, because the men are not financially taking care of the women, especially the non-masculine men, the feminine men. Traditionally back in the day, the masculine men, they will be the provider protectors, then they'll take care of the women.
Mhm.
We don't live in that same era today. So there's a lot of women that don't want to work, but they have to work in order to survive in this world. But I think it comes down to prioritization. So, and understanding what you're getting yourself into. So as a woman, I understand that you want to make good quality money so you can have a good quality life. You don't want to struggle. But I think once you get to a certain point financially, that you live a good quality life, I think it's about prioritization to make sure let me make sure I have some hours in the day that I can invest into myself and also invest into finding a husband. But if you make a certain income and you're good, but then you want more, you want to double or triple or quadruple your income, that's also going to involve you spending more hours to work. Then it's not really realistic that you're going to make more money and work more hours and have the opportunity to find a masculine man and provide a protector. So I think that's where the prioritization is about priorities.
Right.
And I think there's a lot of women that, I want the masculine man, but it does involve you making some type of work. And I think there's some kind of women just expect the masculine man just to come into your life and break into your house and find you.
I mean, do you think in the economy these days, a household could survive off one income?
A household can, depending where you live.
See, I feel like that is part of it too. Like most people can't survive off one income; they have to have two.
Yeah, it depends where you live, right? If you live in San Francisco, you're probably going to have to work together to support. But I think if your goal as a woman is to make sure that you don't want to work, then you should partner up with a masculine man that wants to be that full provider. He wants to provide and protect you, but he also has a plan where he can figure out a way that eventually he'll get to a point where he could fully take care of you, and you can kind of stop working no more. Because I think I've talked to masculine men who are the fully provider protectors before, but when they found their wife, he was they were 50-50, but he had a plan set in place. Look, I know we're 50-50 right now, but this is my plan in the next 5 years, and what I'm going to do as far as promotion wise, as far as business wise, to make sure 5 years from now I'm going to be fully providing the bills, and then you can step away, and then you can just take care of the children. And if something happens in the future financially, you can always go back to work, but I'm always going to make sure we always go back. I'm going to be the one primarily provide and protect you. And I think to attract those types of men, there's a certain things that you have to work on yourself as a woman. Femininity is one of the things that most masculine men are looking for, but it's hard to be in your feminine if you're always working.
Right.
Right.
And it's hard to be in your feminine if there's no masculine men around.
Exactly.
I'm not saying there isn't, but if you're around men, like in your position or whatever, you're around men that aren't masculine, then it's hard to be feminine.
Yeah,
You're put in a place where you have to be masculine.
I think that masculine men will find you. I truly believe that if you're truly in your feminine,
Right.
that I believe that because masculine men are assertive, they're gonna come to you, like they're gonna find you and they're gonna approach you. I think if it's hard for you to find a masculine man, then then you got to really look at yourself. Are you really do you have the qualities as a woman that's gonna attract that man? Because if they're not coming your way, then
right. Yeah. So that's why when you have to put in work in yourself, when you get out of a bad relationship and that man has put you in a masculine time of your life, you have to do the work and you have to bring back the femininity. And you're right, absolutely right. If you bring back the femininity, a masculine man will find you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's true. That's true. Lexi, want to add something?
Yeah, you're definitely going to attract the opposite.
Yeah.
So if you're truly in your feminine, you're going to attract the opposite, which is the masculine. It's
Do you-
just natural attraction.
I mean, that's something that a lot of women will always say. It's hard to be in your feminine if you're always working. Do you guys believe that's true? If you're always working, if you're always in an environment that puts you in a masculine role where you always have to be the provider, protector, you always have to be one making decisions, and because you have to be, not because you want to, because you have to in order to survive in this world.
I don't think so.
Is it true?
I don't think so. I think if you're working, you can still be feminine. I think it comes down to who you have by your side.
Yeah.
If you have a guy that you come home to and helps you while you're at home, picks up the little things that you're tired. It has to be 50-50 when you're at home, right? You're tired, he notices it. So he does the little things around the house for you and vice versa. So you can go to work and still be feminine because the man that you're coming home to is providing for the care that you need to be feminine and still work.
Okay.
I think that's why it's called a partnership. That's what I'm looking for, a partnership. And that's not saying 50-50, but somebody that can build me and I also can build them.
Can you explain that to me?
A partnership?
What is a partnership? Because I've had heated debates about this partnership. I don't agree with partnership. I don't think it's realistic. But can you explain what is a partnership to you?
So to me, a partnership is being able to depend on somebody that can be there for you, ups or down. I'm not seeing like as 50-50 situation. It's my partner. It's like when you get married, you guys are partners. You guys come in together on things. You guys communicate. You guys build. You guys grow as one together. And it takes time to get there because people are dealing with their own situations. So just being a partner, being there for them, helping them, not saying money wise, but just being like an actual partner, understanding, listening, having communication, having trust. Having value each other, value what, if this man wants to be a stay-at-home dad, then that's perfectly fine. People do that nowadays too. If the woman's going to go out and make all the money, like you said, someone has to be there to take care of those kids.
Yeah.
And like you said, eventually that woman may get tired, like, you know what? But it works for some people. So it works. I have somebody I know right now. She goes to work, her husband stays home. But eventually she cheated because she got bored.
Yeah.
So you're on point with that. Like it has to be either or.
Okay, so the partnership, I want to break that.
Break it down. Break it down.
Now, so for you, so you say you're in a partnership. Do you believe that? Because usually when I hear people say partnership, it's usually 50-50, like 50%. We split all the duties 50% between the man and the woman.
But it's not always 50-50.
But that's why I don't believe in partnership because there's certain
80-20. I'm not good at math, so forgive me. But it has to be like 80-20 some days.
Some days it could be 30-50, like
30-50.
Yeah. I believe in 100-100. I don't believe in 50-50. I believe we always give our best.
Right,
of
course.
So I think when you say partnership, it just comes off like 50-50 because
that's what yeah.
But like everybody has their own opinion of what a partnership is to them. So
no, because the reason why I'm trying to push back with the partnership because masculine men are not looking for a partnership. Mm-hmm. We're looking for a woman that she understands and respects my role in the relationship because I do believe relationship is not a partnership. It's about roles. We have a role to play. It's like a teamwork, right? When you guys in here play sports?
I used to, but
play sports? No.
Never.
If you play sports, everybody has a role to play
Yep.
in the team effort. And then everybody does their role and does it the best of their ability to help each other out. And in order for the success of the team, it's the same thing with the way I see relationships. Men have a biological role, women do. So for masculine men, their role they want to play is I'm going to be the provider, protector in this relationship. I want to do that. I want to protect you. I want to provide for you. I'm going to
So
die.
is that their 100% that they're giving in?
Yeah, that's their 100. Well, that mean when I say 100, it means that we always give our best, but sometimes we have to carry each other. That's just the reality it is. Because when you say 50-50, what happens is we're always comparing how much you're putting into a relationship. Oh, you only gave 40%. I did 50%. If you're always comparing about how much effort you're giving in, it creates an unhealthy relationship. 100 means I'm gonna give you my best. And some days you're gonna be at your lowest, but I'll pick you up. Some days I'm gonna be at my lowest and you pick me up. But we're always trying to give our best. And I think that's why I don't believe the 50-50, because it's up and down.
Right.
Relationships up and down, emotions go up and down, things happen, stuff happens. But at least if we're trying our best and try to put our best effort, and you have a good partner that's willing to reciprocate and match your effort, it will work out long term. But the 50-50 doesn't work for me. But the thing is, for a masculine man, is when we hear women who say partnership, in our minds, the way we interpret it, oh, you want to play my role, you want to split my role. Now, you're not gonna do my role as a man. I'm the provider protector. I'm the disciplinarian of the children. I lead this family. If you're trying to play my role, then you're not for me. I'm gonna go find somebody else. So that's why I'm very careful for a lot of women when they say 50-50 or I want a partnership. A masculine man does not want a partner. He wants a woman that has her role and he respects each other's role. Like the role he's looking for, look, I'll be the provider protector. You stay at home. He's the caretaker, the nurturer. You raise our children. You take care of our children. You provide. You make a home. You make a house a home. And then I'm gonna respect that role. You do great things that I can't do as a man, and then I do things that you can't do as a woman, and we work together. It's just when we hear 50-50, a lot of men are it repels a lot of masculine men, because in their mind, especially when you hear it from modern women, it's like, oh, you trying to play my role. Like, no, I'm the man in a relationship.
Most women view it as literal 50-50. We see it as 100%. It's half and half. It's not like, oh, you do this and I do this. It's literally, well, actually it is. You provide, I take care of the children. That's what we view it as. We don't literally view it as, I put in this much, so you have to put in this much.
Yeah.
I don't think when we say 50-50, that's not what we're literally saying. Because to us, for me, I'm not good at math. So I'm just like, it equals 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what it comes down to. We're 100% together.
Yeah.
Me personally, I would never be okay with 50-50, because some days I might be at 20. I need you to pick me up. Even I need you to refill my cup for me. And 50-50 is not okay. And like, that's why I think when I said partnership, I want a partner that I can trust, that can lift me up when I'm down, and I can pick them up when they're down too. Like you said, we all have a role to play when it comes with being a family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all have to. Sometimes you have to sacrifice so that your husband can reap the benefits later on.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to be mindful and also set the tone and set boundaries, and everybody has a part to play in the house.
Yeah.
So I definitely agree with what you're saying, Will. And I think I should maybe use that word partnership, kind of, like,
we should start saying 100.
Yeah, but like, like,
but just say you want a traditional man or you want a masculine.
I just want to be healthy, happy.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
We both gonna have our bad days, and that's okay. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. Because men revert illogical. So when you say partner, we really look at the definition of partner. Partner is.
You guys are very logical.
Yeah. Yes, very rational.
Women's mind don't work like that.
So when you guys say partner, you mostly feel something. You mean something else. For a man, partner, like we share. No, that's not happening. I know my role.
Yeah, partnership for us is more emotional. We're in this together.
We wanted somebody that supports me, loves me. When I'm down, I understand your definition of partner, but I'm saying for men, we just say partner, and we understand. Wait, we're gonna share roles. It's like, no, I know my role I want to play, and I'm not willing to share. I want to find a woman that we identically know our roles. So go ahead.
I was actually in a relationship where it was 50-50, rent, bills, food, gas, everything to the dime.
Yeah.
And like you mentioned, it does create a lot of conflict.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you forgot to give me those $10 for that time we went out to eat.
Yeah.
Damn.
And it's like,
yeah.
And I went into the relationship because he made it seem that he was going to be the provider, that he was going to take care of me. He's like, go back to school, I got you. I ended up paying for my school.
Yeah.
So I didn't receive that support that he made it seem that he was going to give me. And I wanted to say something else, but it just kind of went up.
I'm telling you straight up, any man that doesn't want to that tells you he's doing 50-50, he's not in his masculine.
Yeah, boom.
Right.
That
Telling
part.
you.
That part.
Men who
Yeah,
are there,
100%.
part.
Yeah.
men who are in
100%.
masculine, they're never going to bring up the 50-50. We take great pride and honor of taking care of the woman that's going to be the mother of my children. Like, I want to provide and protect you.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
It's
man.
right. So
What I was gonna say.
go ahead.
So it wasn't 50-50 because I did the cooking, I did the cleaning. If the dishes were in the sink, he'd be like, hey, you're gonna do the dishes or not? Those dishes are yours. Like,
Yeah.
you know? But I
Yeah, that's what I'm
was
saying.
definitely doing
You're always
more.
comparing because you're
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
worried about how much, and that's
It's
why
toxic.
it's toxic. Well, it's
Don't work.
unhealthy.
Yeah, for sure.
It's unhealthy.
It's all
So
like tit for tat. Like you say, hey, what about that $10?
Yeah, like,
Oh my God, that would drive me insane.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but I mean, but you guys do hear that rhetoric, right, from online, from social media, like
Mhm.
I want 50-50.
That's
Yes.
going on a
Yeah.
lot
You
right now.
hear it?
Yes,
Do you guys have
definitely.
friends who say that I want 50-50?
Yeah. Yeah.
I-
It's said very often.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are those
And
friends?
I just think we understand it differently.
Yeah.
It's just perspective.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's your perspective, it's men's perspective and women's perspective.
Right.
Again, it's logical and emotional.
It's complementary, the masculine and the feminine, the yin and the yang, right? So I think it's complementary. We all, I have things I'm good at that, and you have things you're good at, right? So I think men biologically were more built to go out there and be provider protectors.
Mhm.
You guys are better at nurturing, caring. We're built for a specific reason biologically. You don't have to, I think God created us in a way to be together. But I think society is trying to encourage men and women to play different roles. And we're pushing and we're going against our very nature.
Mhm.
Right.
That's why we're finding so much conflict
You're right.
today.
Yes.
Right.
And the way I see it is, I think today is we're trying to reinvent the will. We've always been masculine, feminine, provider, protector. The woman takes care of the children. That's always worked since the beginning of time. I understand this situation today where women have to work, right? You have to work to take care of yourself. But I think you can still work, but still be in your feminine and still be a good nurturing carer and still find a good man. But I think a lot of women I think society's convinced them that being in your masculine is okay. Or that's what you really want as a woman, is to go out there and work. But
Actually, I don't think society is telling us being our inner masculine is okay. I feel like a lot of women.
well, feminism, let me be specific, radical feminism.
Right.
Radical
Right.
feminism.
That would be different.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Because a lot of times these days we don't want to be in our masculine.
Yeah.
We really don't want to be.
Yeah, I don't.
It took half the women that I know to fight themselves out of being masculine.
Yeah.
Because they were put in positions
But they
of
have to be.
having to be masculine
Yeah.
and not choosing to be, but having to be.
Yeah.
And every person's story is different, because I read some of these comments and they're like, oh, I don't do that. Or, you're in that position because you allowed yourself to be. Okay, maybe, but everybody's situation is different. And I'm not even speaking from my own personal experience, but I'm speaking of women I've heard, they've had no choice but to be in their masculine, and we really don't want to. So me and my friend Alexa here, we have been on our journey all year trying to get out of our masculinity because we do not want to be there. We do not like it.
Women has been forced to be masculine, and I will say this: if I had the choice to be a stay-at-home mom or go to work and go to school, I've been in my masculinity for so long now. I don't even know how to just be a stay-at-home mom. It's like I have to be creating a foundation for myself, because God forbid if your husband passes away or something happens, then you have nothing. What are you gonna do? Like, you have no education, you have no career, so you're sitting around at home taking care of these kids. But if something happens to your husband, then what are you gonna do next?
Yeah.
He may have left the foundation and like the money for you to last on, but how will you take care of you and your kids if you have never stepped out on your own to try to be who you are?
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. Let me ask you, ladies, do you all want like a provider, protector, master man,
sure.
right?
Right.
Okay. So I want to ask you this question. What are you doing now? So we all understand it does take work. Like if you want a specific man or woman, a high quality man or woman, they're not just it's not land in your lap like a genie. All right.
Right.
So you actually have to work for it. So what are you doing now? Because we understand that men who are masculine, they're looking for a feminine woman, right? Submissive, feminine, that's coachable, willing to follow his lead, can take care of her home, can take care of her children, loving, compassionate, all these things, kind. So I want to ask you, what are the things that you're doing today that's going to attract that man? Because I do have the conversation with a lot of women. Well, they'll say the specific man that they want, but their lifestyle, if I was just looking from the outside in and I look at you from the outside perspective, I couldn't tell if you were a feminine, submissive, you wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and then that's why a lot of guys don't come your way. We have to actually see it. So there's some women that you could just see, man, that woman, like the way she dresses, the way she carries herself, her character. Yeah, you can tell that she's like wifey material. The way she's very compassionate, so kind. Oh man, she's very nice to me. Yeah, she's be a good kind of partner to be able to raise my children, right? But if we don't see you play that role because you're always constantly hustling, grinding, and doing and working, and always wearing work clothes, we can't really see that. That's why a lot of times, and I understand women have to play that role to survive, but you're gonna have to make some changes and some improvements to attract that masculine man. It's the same thing for masculine men, right? If a masculine man wants a feminine women are looking for a provider, protector, a strong man. So if you're a man that's lazy, undisciplined, weak, a bum, broke ass motherfucker, right? There's no feminine woman that's going to come along your way because she's not going to see the security in the future in you because you're not providing that based on how you live. So it goes both ways. So my question for you guys, if a masculine man you want, a provider, protector, they can take care of you, they can give you that option to be a stay-at-home mom and just raise your children. What are you doing now today, the work that you're doing to attract that man? I just want to ask you that question. And I'll start with you, Alexa.
Yeah. I am learning to value myself as a woman and see my own beauty in my own unique way instead of seeking that outside validation, which is what the toxic feminine does. She's always seeking for the male attention. And I'm focusing more on my inner worth and not just my outer worth, and just really embodying that feminine energy through embodiment practices such as like really dancing and feeling feminine, feeling sensual, and things like that, and dressing up as well. Sometimes we have to dress up for work, but what are you doing outside of work to embody that feminine essence? What are you wearing? What makeup, perfume, like all these little things that you can do to embody that feminine. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. I'll pass it to you, Jasmine.
Sabrina.
Oh, sorry. Sabrina. That's my fault. Let me give myself a whip.
Yeah.
I just whipped myself right now for saying Jasmine. All right. Sabrina.
So I agree with her. I mean, pretty much doing the same. Most men want someone that can cook, be at home, clean. If I'm home, that's what I'm doing. I love to cook. I love to clean. It really doesn't matter to me. If I can give up, not having to work, then I will stay at home and be a mom. That's all I've ever wanted to be, was a mom. But it's really hard because it's not like I can step out into the world and run around in a pretty dress and be like, man, where are you? Take care of me, and be sensual and flowery and feminine. No, because then I'm going to come home with no money in my purse and having to struggle to eat and take care of myself, So I might meet a man that's masculine, but it's going to take a couple months. It's going to take a couple years possibly, just to find the right man.
Okay.
It's possible, right? It can take a couple months. It can take a couple years. It just depends.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Not probable.
So it's just like, it's hard to be in that femininity, but I definitely work on it every single day.
Okay.
Okay. I try to be, if a man were to come up to me and say, if I met the right man and come marry me, okay, I will take care of you.
Yeah.
I will take care of the kids. I will give you my attention. I will show up pretty every day for you.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. Christina?
I think for me, I'm working on that way by not always having a strong approach. Like I got like this amp all the time, always up because I built that, that wall up.
Yeah.
So me being my true self and allowing myself to be a woman is learning how to be a woman. When you've been playing both roles for so long, you forget what it is to be a woman. So ways I'm working on it, just kind of relax, always ready to attack, not always having that strong approach when I'm speaking to my man, because I have to learn how to fall in my place as a woman.
Yeah.
And you have to know that place. So just by loving yourself, like you said, dressing up more, taking care of yourself, and just believing in the person that you're with, that they have to allow you to be a woman.
Okay.
It takes time.
I'm gonna. Oh, go ahead. Go
Oh,
ahead.
I think also a big one to really embody the feminine is learning to receive, but we're so used to creating.
Taking.
Yeah.
Right.
Taking.
And
Yeah.
we should learn to receive as well. Like if someone, you go out with a friend and they want to pay for you, like allow them. Maybe part of you wants to be like, no, I got mine.
Right.
Allowing yourself to
Yeah.
to receive that.
I'm happy you said that. I'm sorry, because like it took a long time for me to be okay with letting a man pay for anything for me. Like,
Right.
I'm just so independent, but you deserve to get taken care of, Christina. Like, you deserve that. So, like, it took forever
Well,
for me
because
to.
you're in your masculine. That's why.
And it's like, damn, you don't even know that you're in your masculine because you don't even know that that's a thing until you get with a person that allows you to be yourself and love yourself. And like, it feels good.
I do believe.
It feels good. It feels fucking good. It does.
I think most women. I think most women, not all women, because there are still some that are out there that are going to be very independent, regardless of what man comes across them. But most women do want to follow a man that's a leader.
I do.
Close to us in our DNA. Go ahead.
No. There's a lot of men on the I see online. They always complain about women being masculine and having no disregard and understanding the reality that most women today, I believe that you have to work because you have to, not because you want to, in order to survive, right? But I do believe as a man is, in order for a woman to be feminine, I do believe that you have to create an environment for her to feel feminine.
Yeah, allows her.
All right, and a lot of that environment has to do with you and your ability to trust a man.
Yep.
And the thing is, as a man, if you're not in your masculine, if you're not being the provider, protective for her to feel, to trust you that you can take care of the responsibilities and take care of her, then she's always going to be in her masculine. But I do hear a lot of guys, these women are always masculine. But then when you look at them and they live their lifestyle and how they act and how they their principles and values, like, you're not masculine, like you're more feminine, or you're not in your masculine. If you want a feminine woman, you have to create that environment for her, because I think truly deep down for a lot of women, what you're looking for is safety.
Yes.
Right.
Right. You want to feel safe around your man. If he's created that environment for you, and when a woman feels that safety and that trust and that love from a man, that femininity is naturally just gonna come out.
It is going to come
It's
out
naturally,
so
right?
natural.
Because how many times I've seen a woman be with a feminine man or non-masculine man, and she's always complaining, bitching, whining, or challenging him.
Yeah.
You put that same woman around a masculine man, all of a sudden, boom,
Changes.
Yeah,
right?
You sit back.
Submissive, trusting, loving. I think deep core for a lot of women, in your core, you're always feminine. I think deep core for a lot of men, we're masculine. But I think sometimes we put in certain roles, especially the way society is, and society tells us to think a certain way. But I think, I think that's just my perspective for a lot of men.
Question.
Go ahead.
So going back to the 666 man,
Yeah.
and he communicates with you, hey, I can give you all of this, but I might go here and there sometimes. Is that naturally in his masculine? If he can't give that safety to his woman, that he's going to be there for her?
It depends what your definition of masculinity is. And that can be a whole different conversation topic. I don't think if you ask most men what masculinity is, it's usually providing, protecting for the woman. And I think there's a lot of guys, or if I'm providing protection for my woman, then I can cheat. That's just a lot of guys. But I think it depends on how you define masculinity. And I think for me, is the essence of masculinity is providing, protecting, financially, physically, but I think also emotionally.
Of course. Yeah.
Emotionally.
Emotional.
Yeah, right. I think providing, protecting goes in all different aspects, even spiritually as well, right? And psychologically and mentally, right? But I think for some men, in their definition of masculinity is, masculinity is I have to pay the bills and provide a protector. As long as I can do that, I'm masculine.
Right.
Cheating is separate. It's separate
emotional.
from masculinity, right? So it depends on what your definition is. My definition of masculinity just comes down to 3 tenets. I've shared this multiple times. Shout out to Balafessa, because he's the one that brought that concept to me. But we talk about this on the Masculine Mind. The three tenets of masculinity for us, the way I define it, is accountability, resiliency, and discipline. I think those 3 tenets defines masculinity for us. A man who's in his masculine is going to be accountable for his decisions, right? You can't tell you one thing and then do something else. Right. So, and also he's very resilient, right? You can trust him to make sure that you guys overcome hard times and challenges. And he's very disciplined, right? Not only disciplined financially, but also disciplined sexually.
Right.
Right. there's a lot of guys with the mindset, oh, I'm because I do understand that biological data and the research between how the men nature, female nature. So there's a lot of guys who say, you know what, it's just male nature. It's just biological. I can't help it. But for me, I don't accept that, because if we could be disciplined in all areas of life, why can't we be disciplined sexually? If you get disciplined with your body to be physically fit, if you get a discipline to be financial, to make sure you financially take care of your family, if you can be disciplined with your habits, with your mindset, but for some reason we can't be disciplined without sexuality and who we decide to have sex with, I think that's a cop out. I think they're making excuses. I think those guys just making reasons for why they can't do it. But for me, that's how I define masculinity.
I think we know where you stand with that question.
Yeah.
Being faithful if he has options.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, so I wouldn't consider that masculine, and I wouldn't consider that high value man.
Right.
Because a lot of girls will say, I want a high value man, and just because a man makes money doesn't necessarily make him high value.
No, I think a high value man has good emotional maturity. A high value man can take care of his woman emotionally, because that's the only way a woman will feel safe is emotional, because that's what we're based on, is emotional. And so if they can take care of our emotions and make us feel safe, that's a high value man.
I'm gonna use Balafesta's definition, and he said this on a podcast before. I thought about it. He said he can describe everything of what a woman wants in a man. It's based on 2 words: absolute safety. That's
right.
all. That's all woman wants: absolute safety, mentally, financially, sexually, emotionally. That's all you want from a man, that you can be safe with them in all aspects, and you can trust him. And then the moment as a man you go against that and you break that trust, that's why you have issues in your relationship. But if you find a man that has all these things, a woman will naturally be in your feminine. You're gonna trust him. You're gonna trust his leadership. You're gonna submit to him. And then you're both gonna be in your natural nature, men, women, female, and masculine. Is when you lose that trust, that's when it's hard to navigate through that. And we truly complement each other. But that's something that I've always heard. But I think today we need to change that definition. I want a high value man. That a high value man doesn't necessarily mean he's a good man. Maybe he's high value because he knows a specific set of skills. Maybe he's high value because he is very successful financially. Maybe he's high value because he has clout, he has a big following, he has high status. But there's a difference between high value and being a good man. Just because you're high value doesn't make you a good man. But to me, a good man is also a high value man. High value man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I will say this. I think most women won't say this, but I'm gonna say this. It is freaking hard and it's stressful when you walk around like you're the man. Yeah. Like that's stressful. It stresses you out. Like women really, we do want to be like in our feminine. We want to fall back, deep down in our core, we do want to be loved. We don't want to have to always say this and do that. Like, we don't want to always have to be like the man.
Okay.
So and women won't say that. Oh no, I'm cool with being independent. No, you ain't. You want that man to come there, hold you, help you, make you feel safe, make you feel secure, so you can fall back and be a woman.
Yeah.
But women don't know how to do it because we never was taught. And I feel like sometimes as people, I was shown how to give love and not receive it.
Yeah.
And I realized that going through my life changing, me growing up and loving myself, my parents taught me how to show love, but not how to receive it.
Okay.
And that hit different. Like, oh my God, like you got to allow yourself to be loved too.
Yeah.
You have to learn that. So like, I think that kind of matches with like women just falling back and staying in their place and allowing the men to take care of them. Allowing yourself to be loved.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's learning to receive love.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Christina, you can say that you were programmed to give love, but programmed not to receive love.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to go back to what you said earlier about evolutionary psychology or something, that men are programmed to want to fuck everything that walks.
Yeah.
But guess what? You can deprogram or unprogram, I don't know what the right word is, but to not want to fuck everything that's walking around you. If you put in the work, you can unprogram it.
Yeah.
Which was, you were talking about discipline.
Yeah, discipline.
Well, like I do agree with the biological nature of men and women, female, male nature, the primal nature, right? But the difference between us and animals is we have agency. like we can decide for ourselves.
Mhm.
The difference between a lion, if you put meat in front of a lion, he's still gonna fucking eat that meat.
Yeah. Mhm.
There is no decision for, oh, should I eat that meat or
Right.
do I feel like eating that meat? The lion is always gonna eat that meat. But we have a choice, right? For us,
Right.
like even though it's still instinctual, there's something within me, like when we see something attractive, there is an instinctual impulse for us to, oh damn, that's very attractive. And man, like that's
Yeah,
I want to have babies with that girl, right? It comes in our head, but but that's when your values and principles come in as a man. Even though that is very attractive, and there's something within me, I was like, dang, like pursue, hunt, but I'm accountable and disciplined and resilient, and I'm accountable to my woman that stays at home, that I made promises of commitment to her. That's why principles and values can override that instinctual nature we have, and that's what separates us from animals. So yeah, for people, it's all, because I do hear that from a lot of guys and a lot of people in the red pill space or internet. It's, we can't help it. Yes, you can help it, right? But that takes work. But
Right.
that takes work, and
I think
you're not willing
sometimes
to do the
women
work.
feel the same way too. They see a man and they think
Yeah, exactly.
he's a great looking man, but
Yeah.
a lot of time women don't act on it. But I think men are a little bit more impulsive. They go
Well-
for what they want because that's what they have, that motivation and that need to go for what they want. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but when it comes to women, yeah, it can get them in trouble.
I will say is the reason why it's harder for men is because we have more testosterone, and the testosterone
Right.
makes you more assertive.
Mhm.
So women have estrogen, so you don't have as much testosterone as us. So even though you see it, but you don't have the assertiveness to act on it. For us, especially if you're young and the testosterone level at adolescence is just high at that point, you see something moving and you just want to pounce, right? All right, but it's all like I do understand that part, because I as a man, because I've experienced that myself, but I don't use that as an excuse for why you can't have control and discipline in your life to control yourself, because that's what separates us from animals. The animals, they can't help themselves. They're gonna do what animals do.
Right.
But we as humans, we have agency. We can choose. We see some weird people out here choosing some weird fucking things,
Oh yeah.
doing some super shit. I'm like, that is not human. That is not normal. That is not normal behavior. But hey, you're a human being. You're doing your life. You're doing your thing. I get it. That's the beauty of being humans, and God giving us that agency.
Well, do you think with all the access that we have to everything nowadays, it makes unfaithfulness a little bit easier?
Yes, I do. Social media has made people more available to each other.
Yeah.
And I think it's the temptation. When you have social media, you have all these options, and you see all these people on the phone. It's gonna trigger something from our biological nature to, like, oh, that's attractive, 6 foot, 6 figures, 6 inches, DM, and then guys like, oh, big ass, big titties, attractive, DM. But I think that's when
Well, do you think it's okay
impulse
then if
control.
you're in a relationship with somebody, you decide to take that initiative to take every one of those, what's the word I'm looking for? You just said it. No, like when you're looking at a woman, or like a man looking at a woman, the temptations. Yeah. So do you think it's okay to take away those temptations by deleting
Of course.
all those, both ways, men and women,
Of course.
if you're in a
Okay,
relationship?
wait. Let me hold on.
Yeah. I was like,
Okay. So like with my current partner right now, I had to explain to him, like, I'm beautiful. I'm going to attract attention when I do see men. And honey, you're sexy too. So that's where the trust falls in there right there. I'm okay with my husband going to a bar and having a conversation with women. He's a human. People want to talk to him. I'm okay with that. But now, honey, the ball's in your court. Are you going to go home with her? Are you going to get her phone number just like on Instagram with a DM or like? You think it may start with a like, but now it's a DM. Now y'all meeting up to have drinks, and now you didn't cheat on me. So I'm going to trust you and see how far you're going to take this.
I think that's terrible advice.
But I told him, I'm like, I can't stop him from doing what he wants to do. And that's about trust right there. I can't change your life. People are going to want to talk to you, and I should be able to have a conversation with somebody if they want to talk to me. It's pretty natural.
No,
I don't think you should go home with social media though.
Wait, sorry.
So like if you went to the bar and started talking to this woman, which is fine, you're going to meet people while you're out. But
let me ask you, what's
home with her social
Oh,
media,
no, that's not cool. So that's why I said, how far are you going to take it, honey? You just met her. You guys are at a bar. Two people having a conversation is peer. But now this is where trust kicks in. What are you going to do next? Are you going to get her phone number? I'm gonna trust my husband. He's gonna just have a conversation. I said, walk off. You're human. Why should you have to like not talk to somebody because you know?
I think it matters. I think what matters is the intent. So this is the way this is the
The
way I see it.
intent.
This is the way I see it. If you're attractive, whether you're a man or a woman, you're always going to attract people coming up to you because they don't know your status. They just think you're single unless you tell them I'm married. I have a husband or a wife. But I think if you really want to be faithful and you don't want to put yourself in situations that might tempt you. Like perfect example would be if I want to lose weight, right? You don't want to have a closet full of junk food.
Right.
You remove the temptation away, so it gives you a better chance not to fall into those temptations. So I think as a man especially if you're an attractive woman or a man, if women are coming to you, you have to let her know like what's the intent of this conversation. And of course, we all
you
know.
don't think it's okay to open up a conversation with?
No, I think it's okay to open up a conversation, but you should also analyze where's this going.
Yeah.
Like, does she need, what do you need from me, right? Are you ask me a question or need some directions? Like what's your intention of why you approach me? So as men, we know how it is. We can tell through the body behavior and the flirt, being a flirt.
Flirtatious.
Being flirtatious, right?
She set the tone, set the boundaries.
So as soon as
I'm
as soon as I know as a man that she's trying to flirt with me, I should remove myself.
Yes, for sure.
From that immediately, right? But that doesn't. But I don't like that excuse. Oh, I'm a people person. I like to talk to girls. No. You have a wife.
Well,
why put yourself in that situation? So if you come to me generally to ask me for something like advice or I happen to see you on Instagram and you're doing this can you give me some directions? Or I saw you what's those shoes or what you're wearing? Can you give me more information? You have to find out the reason why these women are approaching you because you already have a wife at home. Why entertain the situation and why put yourself in that situation? It doesn't make sense. And I expect your wife to do the same thing, especially if you have a very attractive partner. If you have an attractive partner, they're always going to attract people approaching them. I think it's more for the women, less than for the men, because most women are not going to approach a man.
No, they're not. So
you guys are going to get that most of the approach because you guys are all beautiful today. So, but yeah, I just don't understand. Like for me, if I'm already married, if a woman comes along and it starts initiating a conversation, my first thing in my head is like, why she's talking to me?
I think your first is gonna be why is a woman talking to me?
Yeah,
why she come to me?
Yeah, why she comes to me? So I need to find that out. So that's the questioning. Oh, do you need something from me? Like, what do you need? Like,
I didn't have really bad days, and I didn't met people, and he's having a bad day too. And now we over here talking because we both going through the same thing. But it's a genuine conversation. Like you set the tone of it, you control it with discipline and boundaries.
Here's another one. When guys DM you on Instagram, and say you're in a relationship, right? And they DM you, right? Do you respond to those?
Delete,
DMs?
Honey. Look at this. Delete is over.
No, let me ask. Let me ask. To be honest, I got the lie detector right here. If you were in a previous relationship you were in, and some guy DM'd you, did you respond to those DMs even though you were in a relationship?
No.
No. Once.
When I was young and dumb.
Yeah, young. Okay, young and dumb. Okay. What about you? What about you?
Oh, well, thank you. Like I'll say,
Sabrina?
thank you.
Never.
No, I wouldn't say never.
Okay, never.
No, for sure. I'll probably thank you. Have a good day.
See, that's the thing.
Something
So it's the thing.
I appreciate it, but I have a boyfriend.
Yeah, but I think when you respond,
that gives them leverage.
That gives them, they listen.
Well, she's already writing back. So.
Oh, she's writing back. That's an opportunity.
She ain't happy.
Because
The door's open.
Yeah,
for me,
open.
the door is open, right?
You're right.
If you're loyal to a man, it's like you get a random DM. If it's not about a business opportunity or something, but it's just random guy, you just delete.
You're right.
Like I already have it. Why am I even entertaining the situation?
Right.
But for me, it's a red flag. But my woman is even replying, "Oh, I just want to say thank you." Why?
Yeah.
Why you want to say thank you?
I can.
You don't know.
That.
Like, he's a random guy. Like, why do you say thank you to this person for no reason at all? And I believe if a woman is replying, then this subconsciously, like, she wants that attention.
Yep.
Yes.
And maybe as a man, you kind of reflect on that. Like, why is she looking for attention from outside? I should be giving that attention to her. But yeah, maybe you need to leave.
Red flag.
You need to. What's the?
She belongs to the streets.
Okay.
She belongs to the streets.
She belongs to the streets. Yeah. Like, yeah. Why even entertain that conversation at all?
You are right. You are right.
Right.
It's like my boyfriend.
Right.
But I'm not gonna lie. I'm not
saying that. I'm like, hey, why you saying
But look, to be honest, to keep it honest, I'm not gonna lie. I have in the past when I was young and dumb, I have DM girls who are already in a relationship, and as soon as I replied, I was like, I'm in there.
I'm in there.
I'm in it.
I'm in there.
I'm in there.
She opened the
It's
door.
over. It's over.
Open the door.
It's over. It's over.
It's over. It's over.
It's already no chance.
I'm weak.
But as anyways, appreciate you guys in the live chat, man. You guys have been going hard in the live chat. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I see BL17, Balafessa, Brian B, Vin FTW. Thank you so much. Kasim, hey, shout out to Kasim, man. Hey, shout out to Kasim, man. It's good to see you. You know, definitely enjoyed your input from the previous podcast we had together with Can I Get Some podcast. MZ Carol, I really appreciate you guys. And as always, if you see value in our conversations, definitely let me know on the live chat. And of course, if you want a super chat to the channel to donate, definitely drop a super chat and let me know what you guys think. Anything else before we conclude the podcast, so definitely we can discuss anything that you guys want us to discuss. And don't forget, this is there's a way. This is a public podcast. If you do want to jump on and be a virtual guest on these last 45 minutes, you guys can be able to jump on and be a virtual guest and be part of the conversation as well from anywhere in the world. So I really appreciate you guys. And I see Robert Ramirez. Yeah, thank you. I know you left, but then now you're back.
I'm back.
Now you're back. So Robert, I appreciate you. Thank you guys. And of course, all the moderators in the live chat. All right. Shout out to you guys for being active on the live chat, getting those likes up. Like and subscribe. BL17, Brian B, MZ Carol. I really appreciate you guys. But we can keep it moving. We'll keep it moving. All right. I wrote some things. This was something I wanted to ask you guys, and we can talk about it. We've got to keep it honest and keep it real. So you guys mentioned that when I asked you the question, what are the things that you're doing as a woman to attract that masculine man, right? So my question is, because we live in the age of social media, right? That's how I think majority of relationships, people find themselves online, right? That's just the age we date, right? People no longer date in the real world no more. But when I hear women say, I want this masculine man, and this is the things I'm working on as a woman, to be feminine, to be nurturing, to be caring, to attract that man, I want to ask you like an honest, real question. Does your social media represent the very things that a masculine man is looking for?
I'll be back.
So that's something I have to offer, that hard truth, because as both we have to see it. We have to see it.
I mean, I don't know. I don't have a lot of like. From my point of view, I don't think I have any bad pictures on there. I don't entertain like any guys' comments. Actually, when I was in my past relationship, my ex, I had deleted every guy off of there. Yeah. So I think just recently when I became single, I started having more of a men following. But it's like still the men that are following, most of them I know, they're friends from years.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. I mean, from a guy's perspective,
okay, so
it could be questionable, but I'm not entirely sure.
So, we talked about what masculine men are looking for, right? They're looking for a feminine woman. A feminine woman, nurturing, caring, loving, wants to be a mother. She wants to have children. She's good with children, cook. She can cook. She can take care of a household. These brings peace to the relationship. These are all things that masculine men are looking for.
Right.
So if we can use those things just for the sake of the conversation, if a masculine man looked at your profile today, would he see any of those things I just mentioned right now?
Okay, repeat them one more time. Just put it in a list. Just do them in a list.
Okay, so masculine men are looking at... Oh man!
It will be a big fat no.
Shoot him out. Just
The past don't matter.
I'm gonna pass this.
How dare you?
Dare you ask that question? Okay, so like I said, if we all understand, from the masculine men, what are masculine men are looking for? They're looking for a feminine woman, nurturing, caring, wants to be a wife, loves kids. She wants to take care of kids. She can cook. She can maintain a household. All right. She can be cooperative. She wants to be very submissive. So all I'm saying is just use those qualities and those examples I just mentioned. if a man looked at your profile right now, are there any pictures that you have that shows those things?
I don't know. I don't even look at my profile. I mean, it's stories count.
Yeah, you be cooking on your story.
Yeah, I be cooking. I've been cleaning on my stories.
But how often do you post your stories?
Often, daily.
How's often? Daily?
I like them
Daily.
Okay. But say if the band didn't click on your stories, you just did a scroll.
Well, scrolling is just pictures of me traveling,
Mhm.
going places, friends.
Okay. Can I ask you a very honest, direct question?
Yeah.
Do you have any thirst traps on your profile that may be perceived?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do. I have one. I have a bikini photo.
Okay. All right. So what I'm saying is, because like what I'm telling you guys right now, like masculine men, especially if they're looking for a family, they're very intentional what they're looking for. They're very specific.
Right.
So if they're looking at your profile and they're like, okay, I don't see anything. You know, she's pretty, she's beautiful. Oh, damn, look at that bikini pic. But that's okay. But she has nothing of the things I'm looking for. A lot of times they just move on. They just move on from your profile.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the question. Just one, like, what do you think about that? Because how are they gonna know that you can do the role of being a feminine, loving woman if you can't see that? And when I talk to men, that's the conversation we're always having about social media. What they're saying
Why
is,
on men social media, all I see is cars and memes and
about women that are hoes.
Yeah.
no, wait, about what are you saying?
That doesn't show anything about them being masculine.
Well,
thank you.
No, that's true. That's true. But if a man had to present his masculinity on a social media page,
How would you present it?
through his ability, his career, his
He has to
success.
does he have to flaunt his money on?
No, he doesn't have to flaunt his money.
His cars,
He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to flaunt his cars.
his watches.
He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to flaunt his money. But what happens is if you look at if he posts pictures of his career, what he's doing, promotions, being with the company, his goals, right? Gym photos. The gym photos look like getting up every single morning at a certain time to work out because I'm disciplined like that. If you look at the pictures of all these things, like, this guy looks like, he looks like he has a good job, he has a career, he has a lot of posting and waking up every single morning and working out a certain amount of time. He's always posting motivational quotes, hard work mindset, all things that all the things that women are looking for. So in your mind, like, there's no, this guy, it seems like the man that he's in is masculine, or maybe have the traits of masculinity, and then of course you might send a DM or he might send you a DM, and you guys can figure that out.
I don't know. I still met a lot of non-masculine men that had all those pictures.
Oh, all those pictures?
Yeah. The career pictures, the motivational pictures, the gym pictures, the animal pictures of their dog, the pictures of their family because they're family oriented too. And you meet them and they're still whack. Like, what's wrong with you?
No. So I agree with that. But what I'm saying is, if you want this, because most women are not going to approach. You're not going to approach the man. He has to approach you. So that's why it doesn't really matter what he posts, right?
Oh, it doesn't matter what he posts.
No.
It matters what the women post.
No. I'm saying is he still has to post things that are masculine that makes him a good man.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why I say it doesn't really matter because you're never going to approach him. Even if you found a man that had all masculine pictures, I guarantee you most women are not going to approach that man.
Right.
They're not going to approach that man. So the man has to approach you. So if he has to approach you, for men, if we're going to approach, especially masculine men who know what they want and they're looking for a family, they're looking for a wife, he has to see those things in your profile. Now, it's good for a man to have those things on his profile to be consistent, because I do agree with that, right? If he's looking for a feminine woman, then you're going to represent that as a masculine man. So because when he does send that DM to you, what are you going to do? Go to his profile and look, okay, I'm a feminine woman. I'm looking for a provider protector. And right now he looks like a qualified provider protector. I'm going to respond to his DM, right? But the thing is if you don't have those things, because that's one thing I hear from a lot of modern women is I always get guys who just want to fuck. I get guys who want to waste my time, but I never,
what are you putting
but I never get a DM from a guy that has his life together, that has goals, that knows what he wants, and he's masculine. I never get those DMs but I always get DMs from all these guys just wasting my fucking time and just want to try to hook up.
So you saying that kind of goes with what he's saying there. He says no man worth anything is going to actually be on social media.
Yeah.
Right. So the most men that approach us are the ones that are non-masculine, are really just fuckboys, right? Because they just go in your DMs and send you a dick pic, or they send you a DM saying you want to fuck or whatever.
Yeah.
You know? So what he's saying is most men that are worth something are not going to be in your DMs.
But I can kind of agree with Will. Like, if you're, I'm not saying you are, but in general, like in my past, I would post videos of me twerking, you know, thinking it's cute or whatever. But now that I'm with someone, that may be the reason why, like, you reached out to me. But then now that I'm with you, I have to change all that. And I have to respect myself and respect the relationship. Mostly what I post is like me at the gym. I'm with my kids. I'm cooking. I'm cleaning. Like I'm doing stuff. I'm smiling. I'm having fun. Now you may catch me on a drunk night on Saturday with my little sister, and we got the music playing. We just dancing. We just loving ourselves. But it's more so like in the close friends, like, you know, close friends department. We'll just be like twerking, but we're drinking, having fun. But like you said, like a masculine man is not going to want to see a woman on Instagram with her ass out twerking 24/7, or always naked, or always. It's like a thirst trap. No. Like, if you want a man that's going to be a man, you got to change your whole aura about yourself, your whole person. You got to change your image, because like your image is really what really counts.
I do agree.
No, I agree with Paulo Fessa. You know, the most masculine men are not going to look for IG for their wives, right? But the only reason why I bring up the IG conversation is because most women who want a masculine man are the ones who are complaining why these men are not coming my way, and majority of the time they're on IG. So that's why we're hammering the IG conversation, because most people are not statistically, most people are dating online. Right. Most people aren't going in real life to approach or find somebody. So what I'm saying is it can, if you want to do the best thing to get you the best results that you want. So as a woman, if you want to get have the strategy to attract the best man you can get, especially a masculine man, then if you're going to be on social media most of the time, then I would advise that woman to portray yourself in a way that exemplifies the very things masculine men are looking for. Now, there's no guarantee that he's going to DM you, but that's way better than posting twerking videos or thirst traps.
That's what you go.
Well, I mean, I do agree with that, because even as a woman, sometimes when I come across my friends who are posting things about where are all the good men at, and then their next video is them twerking, I'm like, girl, I'm like, there's no good men around because your ass is all over social media.
But like, social media is promoting that. Like, what you guys are aware of, her name's Sukiana. I can't stand her. Do you guys know who that is?
Who?
She's on social media. Her name is Sukiana. She promotes women shaking their ass or sleeping with men for money. Like, that's what you're teaching our younger generation. It's okay. Like, and that's where social media really gets conflicted. And you're telling that a young woman it's okay to twerk all day. She's never gonna find a man that really loves her. She's gonna find a man that just wants to fuck.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's given.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I'll pass it to you, Alexa. So same question I asked Sabrina.
Yeah.
So if a masculine man happens to come across your page, would he be able to see a lot of the things that they're looking for if he came across your page?
I want to say yes.
Yeah, and why would you say yes?
I do have like some things that might be perceived as thirst traps, but my intention behind them were not to trap anything. It was just for me to express myself and feeling safe in my body after years of not feeling safe in it. Which I think twerking is a beautiful thing, but it's just your intention behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it because you're trying to trap something, or is it
having
because
fun.
you're enjoying yourself for yourself, not because you're trying to seek attention?
Will, don't you dare.
You gotta explain to me why twerking is beautiful. I don't see it as beautiful. Because
it's ancient. It's an ancient dance. Like it's my culture from Honduras. We dance punta, and we're shaking our ass.
But that's not twerking. That's tradition.
You're shaking your ass. Well, yeah. Twerking has been made to be.
But what's the definition of twerking in modern context? I agree with I agree with the traditional and practices of different races and ethnicities, but I wouldn't use that as twerking, because the twerking definition of modern day 2023 is throw that ass up.
Yeah, and I don't
everybody.
agree
That's
with that.
that's not the intention of those the traditional ethnicities. That wasn't their intention to practice something culturally.
Right.
So if we're just talking specifically about the definition of twerking, about bending over and throwing that ass up, why is that beautiful?
Okay, well, in that case, then
Yeah.
I wouldn't agree because the intention behind it is, damn, look
Yeah.
at that ass. And
Look at
then
that
that's
ass.
disrespectful.
And then you're gonna attract the man that's gonna get in that ass.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's all he wants is that ass.
That's all you.
And nothing else.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I say
Oh,
something?
no.
I'm just twerking, shaking that ass.
Yeah.
Twerk. Okay. So in your so you said that in your mind that your profile do you think that that's one aspect, and do you think your profile shows other aspects? So you have confidence in your body, but what other aspects?
Learning to have confidence in my body.
Learning
It's
to have
still a
confidence.
struggle.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm learning to, because I wasn't taught to feel comfortable in my body. I was taught to shame my body, and so I'm learning to undo that. So, yeah.
But you're beautiful.
Thank you.
Off the back. Period.
Thank you.
You're beautiful. So.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So I mean, that's I mean that's the difficult thing is, you know, I think as a woman, if you want to attract the masculine man, the best way to do it is to get offline and go to places where a lot of masculine men spend time with. So usually it's masculine men who are very disciplined. You know, they like to be outdoors. You know, they like to go camping. You know, they like to go shooting range. Maybe that's a place to go find some masculine men. Social circles. You know, I think that, you know, religions, go to places. You know, just because church.
Sometimes church.
No, but I'm not saying it's a
Church.
guarantee, but it's a place he might be at.
Yep.
Right. He's definitely not at the club. Right.
Oh.
Or he's definitely not at the club, but he may be at the church. He may be at the gym. He may be hiking. He may be at the gun range. So places where a lot of guys go to just to
Be a guy.
be a guy and be masculine, right? Be provider protector. So also another one would be seminars of how to be successful, financially successful, mindset, self-improvement seminars to grow.
Yep.
Those are the places where you see a lot of guys, and then you can go in there and just see, okay, which guys that really in their masculine, right? But I think you have better chance going in the real world and find these guys where these guys could like to be at more than online. But if you're gonna be online, then I think you should post a lot of pictures that you're in your feminine. You know, a lot of pictures that you it shows that you want children and you want to be a mother. And there's a
What kind of photo shows that?
you want to be a mother?
Yeah, what kind of photo?
I'm with my niece, and I love my niece.
But if you don't have any nieces or nephews, go
Then
still a child.
go
Find a child.
go to a hospital.
Find a child.
Go to a hospital and be like, I love babies. Oh, look at this beautiful baby. I wish I could start my own family. That's the caption. Oh, she has no kids.
So that doesn't scare men away.
No.
You mean the right men, right?
No. Like if we see you in your like nurturing, caring, like babies, you know, in the household, you know, cooking, post a picture in the kitchen. I like to cook for my man and stuff like that.
She knows I cook all the time.
Post those pictures. Yeah.
I love cooking.
I'm just saying. I mean, yeah, that I would say it would definitely help. But I would say is most women today, and I've happened to see your profiles as well.
Don't you dare.
Just being very objective and being honest with you guys. If I happen to saw your profile, nothing in my mind is like traditional woman. It's more like it's mostly like, oh, it's the same thing I see every other girl post on their profile. It wouldn't separate you.
But I think social media, when we post, it's a lot of competition between girls.
But here's the thing: how are you gonna distinguish yourself from all the other girls, right? Because if a man is looking for a specific type of woman that he knows is rare, which is a wifey material, he also knows all these girls are the same. So how are you gonna distinguish yourself from everybody? So that's what I'm saying is, it does help if you just post things to represent the very things that they're looking for.
Free JoJo.
But like you said, we shouldn't be online trying to find a man. So why should we be posting stuff to find a man? We're just posting stuff that makes us feel good about ourselves, post stuff to show off to our friends and family. We post stuff because we're happy with it. We post stuff because we want to, not because we're trying to attract.
No, what I'm saying is, if you're gonna like I said, I think the best way for you to find a man is go outside, right?
Right.
But if you do have IG,
But if you just keep him off social media.
well, if
Never
you do,
give it
well,
to him.
like I said, if you do have IG, so if you delete your IG and just go on the real world to find a man, that's fine. But I'm saying is, if you're gonna have a profile, and then just make sure to exemplify that everything's looking for, because this is my perfect example. Say you go to a social network or place and the man meets you, right? He meets you, Sabrina. Oh, she looks like a good.
Oh, you got my name right.
Yeah. I gotta be
Did
accountable.
I get a ding for that?
I gotta give. No, so this is the reality of the real world, right? And if you go to a place where you meet that man, and he meets you, and oh, this girl is nurturing, caring, she's very kind to me. I like this girl. Looks like she possible wifey material. What are most people gonna do once they find out who you are? Is do you have a what?
Social media.
Social media.
Even jobs do that.
Exactly. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna go, oh, she's on social media. What's her IG? Somebody gives her, oh, I know her IG. I'm gonna send you her IG. Then he goes to her IG and checks it. And it's like, oh, it's opposite of what I thought she was.
Mm-hmm.
And she's posting certain things that, as men, we know like certain pictures or certain poses or certain things are red flags. So like, oh, and it can be a turnoff for a lot of guys. So that's why it's not a contradiction. It's just if you don't have social media, then you're good, because whenever you go meet this man, whatever they see,
He can judge you off.
he can judge you of who you are, and there's nothing else that can portray a different image to contradict that. But if you have both, everybody does. I do this all the time. If I meet somebody and I find out you have social media, IG, I'm gonna go check her IG. I'm sure she does the same for me.
Right.
And if I see things and if I see posts that contradicts of everything I'm looking for, if like she has a post like I don't want to have kids, oh, all right, then I'm done in this conversation because I want kids. But I just see a post that you don't want kids, then I guess it's not for me. So that's what I'm saying is, if you're gonna have a social media profile, a personal one that's open, that's not private, then make sure you have the things, you portray a post that represents the very things that you're the type of man that you want. So it just happens that if he checks it, it comes out that it's consistent. She's not only the very things that when I met her in real life, but on social media, because we do live in a digital age of social media. Everybody, as soon as do you guys do the same thing when you meet a man, he has IG? Do you guys always go check his IG?
Yeah.
Everybody does it. You know.
So, well, correct me if I'm on the same page as you.
Yeah.
Basically, you're saying like be mindful of what you post on Instagram, because it's like don't be mad when you get with a man that's a bum and ain't got no job and ain't working, because you was online twerking, and doing things that doesn't represent that you want a masculine man.
Of course.
So like basically like whatever we show is what we get.
Yeah.
So don't sit around and complain like, man, why do I keep getting guys that ain't shit? Because it's what you're pursuing yourself as, that you don't really care what you get.
Right.
So,
What you put out is what you attract.
Exactly. So I'm like, well, look at my profile. I'm like, let me think what the hell's on my profile now, because now you got me thinking what's on my profile, but it's me and my kids. But now what I post does not say she wants a man. That's like, because I post whatever.
Yeah.
I post what makes me feel comfortable.
Yeah. You gotta be strategic. I mean, the same thing, like say you met a man, right? Say you met a man that you guys had a good connection, everything good. Oh, I like this guy. And then you go to social media page and he's flaunting money. He's at the club. He's have bottles.
That's a no.
Would that change your perception of that good experience that you had with for the first time?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So the same thing for men. Like we can meet you. Oh, this is a good girl. She's nice. She's kind. She's compassionate. She's feminine. And then okay, let me check her IG, and then booty, reckon,
Some of these comments are saying stop gauging women on social media. Make the decision yourself in person.
I know, but that's the thing. We live in a world of we have to accept how the modern age is. To not.
Yeah, but it's all fake. Everything you see on social media is fake.
Well, yeah, but you have to. But I'm not saying I agree with that. It's all fake. But I'm saying people are going to consider it.
Right.
You have to consider it. Right. You have to consider it. So at the end of the day, you still have to make the choices for yourself. But I'm just saying for me if you want to get the best outcome you want, like for me, if I want to get a feminine woman, a loyal woman, a wifey material, I am not gonna post. I don't even do those dumb shit. But even if I did, I wouldn't post none of that. It doesn't give me the best way to get that woman or get that person. But I think that's just the mistakes I do see a lot of modern women is the things that they want in a man when you go look at their profile, it's not the very things, and it goes both ways. I know a lot of guys that they complain about they're not getting a good woman, but then all you see on their profile is like, bottles, club, smoking weed, playing video games. There's no pictures of ambition or hustle or something that he has got going for himself. So I would say is like, you still have to make that choice for yourself, but in real life, people will consider it.
But I find with men, most men, again, not all men, most men, they don't do the fake thing over social media. They post what they really want to post, who they really are, their cars, their money, their memes, whatever it is. They actually post what's true to them. But it's opposite from women. A lot of the time, women's posts, they don't even match their real lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a lot of girls say, don't think you know me off of social media because you don't know me. I post what I want to post. I allow you to think you know me, but don't judge me off of social media because that's not who I am. Like people say that all the time. Don't think you know me because you know my Instagram. You don't know me. I post what I want to post. I'm allowing for you to think that you know me, but you don't know me.
Yeah.
People post things all the time. Doesn't justify who they are.
Yeah.
But that's just what social media will do. It will take what you post and make it seem like that girl is that girl. That's who she is.
Well, the thing is like, it's a perception is reality.
Yep.
That's just the thing. You can be your real self, but if you're presenting yourself in a way that people can perceive you incorrectly, then you have to really consider that and look within yourself and take accountability for that, right? I mean, you can be a good person, but if your hygiene is trash and you don't take care of your of how you look, people are gonna look at you like, are you homeless? I'm not homeless. I have a house, but that's how you present yourself to be perceived.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same thing with social media and the thing is, for me is, even if you meet a masculine man, you wouldn't have to worry about him being in the clubs because for me is when people live by certain principle and morals and values, it's always consistent, whether it's real life or online. Like, the way I am in real life is the same way I am online. I don't really, all I post is my content, but there's nothing else I post but the things I believe in, the things I always talk about on my podcast. But if you do see an inconsistency, that could be different. But the people that I see that are very extreme in their like morals and values and their boundaries and their standards, it's the same online and the same offline. The people who are not that, they try to present it. They're different offline and then they're different online.
Right.
So that's a sign, even though we know social media, 100% of it is fake. But let me ask you this, the last thing before we conclude the podcast. Posting, because we're talking about social media and you guys want to attract the masculine man. Posting your body online, because that's normal. That's a normal behavior today for a lot of modern women. It's like posting their body online, bikini pictures, showing some skin. I know for most men, well, I say masculine men, we're very conservative of the sexuality of our woman. We don't want all other men to see what I got. Like we want a woman that respects herself, and I want a woman that's exclusive to me, that the only person that knows how she looks like as far as her body is me. I don't want all other men to see. But we live in an age state of women today, they can post whatever they want, their body. And sometimes I hear from a lot of women saying, I do it because I want to feel beautiful. But for me as well, if you feel beautiful, then you don't need the validation of men telling you you're beautiful.
Yeah.
You can just be beautiful in your real life. It's like being happy. If I'm happy, I don't need to tell the world I'm happy. The way I know you're happy is when you make a post, I'm happy. You're not. You're definitely not happy, because if you're happy, you wouldn't have to post that. I don't need to tell the world that validation because I already know I'm very secure with myself. So there's a lot of women posting pictures online, sometimes low-key thirst traps, and sometimes they're saying this is my self-growth journey because I went through some issues in the past. I want to feel beautiful. But I just don't understand the concept of feeling beautiful, but then it's like letting all other men see what you got as a woman, especially something that, I'm religious. That's a temple. That's something that needs to be sacred and be saved for a good man that you're gonna have children for. But what's your thoughts of just today's posting your body online and showing skin for everybody to see?
So like me personally, I will post pictures sometimes where I'm looking very sexy. I have a two-piece on, never lingerie, but like for me, I was 210 pounds last year.
Yeah.
I'm down to 150. I work out every day. If I don't work out, like I'm not okay. So like,
Do you feel proud of your
I fucking love it. I'm gonna show this bitch off. Because when I was 210, I was still beautiful on my face, but like I was big. I wasn't healthy. You know what I mean? So if I post a picture of me like wearing a two-piece, it's self-growth, self-help. And it's reminding me of like of what I was able to accomplish on my own. You know, going to the gym every day, that's a mindset. That's hard to do. Like it's really a lifestyle. It's everyday thing. You have to watch what you eat, watch what you do. Like you have to get yourself up every morning and go to the gym. So if I post a picture of me on Instagram and like even like this rate may be considered too much because my stomach's out, my top is out. I'm showing a lot of skin, but there's times where I couldn't do this because my crop was topped. like I couldn't wear a crop top, you know, and like this is just like self-growing for me. And I agree with you say, like you should have to post to make you feel like I'm beautiful, and which I don't.
Yeah.
I love taking pictures. I fucking love it. I love it. And I'm still working on my body. I still have so much more to go. So I'm gonna continue to post, but I feel like a man don't want his woman showing off everything on Instagram.
Yeah.
And like even my past has told me, like my guys I talk to, like you shouldn't, that's too much because like now everybody sees what I got. So who are you for me even to try to keep hold because you showing everybody what I got. So why should I respect you?
Yeah.
You'll respect yourself. So it definitely goes morals, religions, respect, loving yourself. It's a way about posting and what you post and how you post. Now, if you post lingerie on Instagram, that's a freaking thirst trap. But if you're in a two-piece and you're like this, look at me like this, you know, like you're just showing your growth and letting the next girl know if I did it, you could do it too. You could lose the 60 pounds too. I think it's the way you present it.
Can I ask you an honest question? Has there been times where you posted your body strictly because you didn't feel confident in yourself and you wanted attention?
Nah, never.
Never?
Oh God. I know I'm beautiful. Even when I was 210, I was still a bad bitch. Okay. Still pulling niggas and females, whatever I wanted. But I just knew me being 210 was not healthy. Being 28 years old, you're 210, you have 2 kids. Do you want to live for your kids or do you want to die? You're eating McDonald's, you're not taking care of yourself. And so when you're not healthy, you're mentally not good. Like your mind is locked. Because like you're overweight, you're underpaid, and you're over fucking worked. So something's gotta give. You gotta get, even me, do something and don't take the easy route getting the surgery. Work hard for that shit. Put in that work. You'll feel so much better. Like mentally you'll feel better, you know? Yeah. But I've never posted trying to get some type of attention. Like I'm not trying to toot my own card, but I know I'm bad. I know I'm a bad bitch. Like I know I love myself. I know I got it, but just losing weight made me feel better. Like I could do anything I wanted in this world. Yeah. You know?
I think you can post your progressions because I'm really into health. I do believe I'm to be physically fit for longevity. I do believe there's a way to post your progression without sexualizing it.
Yes, you're right. Definitely.
You know, and let's be honest, there's some girls who post the progression, but they're like, you know.
You're right.
I'm like, come on.
Right.
You're sexualizing.
It's the way you do things for sure.
So I think and also this, I want to ask you guys, I also believe there's a way to be there's a way to be sexy without showing your body. I think, you know, back in the day it was called classy.
Yes.
Like you can still be sexy and look sexy. I mean, you don't need to show your body to be sexy. Right. I think that's the misconnect what I hear from a lot of people. I want to feel sexy. You don't have to be naked to feel sexy. You can still, there's women out here who are very sexy. They want to feel sexy, but they don't reveal their body. That doesn't necessarily mean they don't feel sexy. But I think in the modern era, I hear from a lot of women, I want to feel beautiful. I want to feel sexy. So being half naked is the only way you can feel beautiful and sexy. You can still be very conservative in how you dress and still be confident and still feel beautiful and still be classy. But and then, you know, the progression pictures, show your progressions, but don't sexualize it. And there's a lot of girls, they use the progression to cover up to cover up the covert thirst trap. The covert thirst trap. You know, it's like, you know what you're doing. Yeah. But I'll pass it to you, Sabrina. What do you think about posting pictures of your body online?
Well, I mean, I do respect the fact that men don't want to see, you know, our bodies posted all over the place. I did go through a phase where I didn't post anything about my body for a long time. I think it was, during the 4 years that I was in my past relationship, I didn't post anything like that. And that had to do with a lot with the relationship that I was in. You know, I chose to respect him and not post anything. So that's what I did. But when I became single, I started posting more. And it wasn't necessarily, at first, it wasn't necessarily anything dirty or bad or anything like that. But then I started feeling more confident in myself. taking more pictures and loving them, absolutely loving them, like feeling so confident in myself because, you know, coming out of a bad relationship, your confidence dies down a lot.
Yeah, self-esteem, right?
Right, your self-esteem dies. So when you start feeling you're good about yourself, you just kind of you want to shout it to the world. Like, I feel good about myself and I am proud of my body and I'm proud of myself. And a lot of the pictures that I've posted, they're really not that bad. Like I said, I think the one bikini post that I mentioned, to be honest with you, like to be completely honest, because I'm an open book, I posted it to spite my ex because I never posted anything.
Okay.
So I knew that he was following me or saying things to me. So I posted it to spite him.
Okay.
Right. So it wasn't, oh, I wanted attention. It wasn't anything of the sort. It was just out of spitefulness. And then everything else I posted after that was nothing, you know, completely revealing. It was just stuff that I felt confident in, stuff I felt beautiful in, pictures I felt beautiful in. And a lot of pictures that I post, a lot of women comment on it. You know, I really don't have any men comment on it. A lot of it is women. A lot of my friends that are women will post like, girl slay, girl, you're beautiful. And that's the attention that we want. Not the men, the women.
That's usually an indicator to let you know if it's too much of a thirst trap. Is if no men are commenting, then okay, you're pretty good. But because the men are savages. If you post something, they don't care. They'll comment. So it really depends on the level of how much you're showing. So if no man is commenting on your pics, then it's like, oh, that's a good indicator. You're not showing too much. Not showing too much. But I'll pass it to you, Alexa. What do you think about showing your body, revealing yourself online?
Okay, so if and when I do decide to post something about my body, it's not because I want attention. It's because I finally don't give a fuck about what people are thinking about my body.
Yeah.
And I'm not sexualizing my body. I'm loving my body. And if somebody's viewing it and they're sexualizing it, that's their perspective. That's their view. That's not mine. And that's not my intention. Yeah. So that's it. All I gotta say.
I think I agree with that. I mean,
Definitely agree with
that. I mean, obviously you post lingerie and you post bikini pics, that's sexual.
Yeah, that's sexual.
But if you post something and it's a little revealing, but it's really not that bad, and then a bunch of guys comment on it, they're sexualizing it. That's something you don't have control over.
What's revealing to you? So we all agree that bikini, that's too revealing. What is like little revealing?
Let's say, like one of my pictures on Instagram, I'm wearing a full sundress. It's full sleeves, full length gown. I have some cleavage showing, and you know, I got comments on that. There's
a girl on have you guys heard of this content creator named Just Pearly Things?
Just Pearly Things?
Yeah, Just Pearly Things. Yeah, she has a big relationship podcast, but she does this thing on Twitter that she looks at wives of posting their bodies or their pictures online, and then she judges them. That's not suitable. That's not suitable to be a wife. That's suitable to be a wife. It's kind of hilarious when you see the trend. But what's your thoughts? Because you know, a lot of men I guess why a lot of men are afraid to be open about their boundaries, of their women being more conservative, how they show their body, how they express their body, because there's a rhetoric that says, oh, if a man tells you to cover up, if a man tells you to he's controlling, he's manipulative, he's oppressing your freedom as a woman. And what do you think about that? So, you know, because there's a lot of women saying, if a man's telling you that, hey, can you respect my boundary to cover up, be conservative, don't go out there and expose your body out there for all the world to see. There's a debate for a lot of women saying, especially the more modern women, saying that's disrespectful and they're trying to control and manipulate you and oppress you. Well, what's your response to that?
I don't think that the man is being controlling. Like, if you trust and love that man, you should do what he's asking you to do. If he's asking you to cover up, you cover up, because when you're with someone now, it's not about you no more. It's about you guys together. It's an agreement as one.
Yeah. So
I'm thinking, I have heard that before. Oh, girl, he's trying to control you. No, he just loves me and he wants to make sure I respect myself.
Yeah.
When he is around and when he's not around, make sure I know my worth. So that goes with you being a woman, falling back, listening to your man, and knowing your value and actually loving yourself.
Yeah.
Trusting your partner, you know. But women will be quick to say, no, he's controlling you, leave that man.
Yeah.
But that's why you single now with no man, because you want to walk around halfway naked.
Facts. Okay. What do you think?
I agree with her. I think there's a way he could say it. If it says it a certain way, it can be considered controlling.
Yeah.
But if it's very considerate, then yes, absolutely, you should definitely be able to, in a sense, at the end of the day, respect your husband, boyfriend, whoever he is to you. And that's the way it should be. But I also think if you're a woman that's stepping out the way you're looking and not even considering you're in a relationship, that's a red flag on you.
Yeah.
You should want to cover up a little bit more and not be so provocative, because then you're just asking for attention, right?
Yeah. I think if you're in a relationship, or especially if you're married, I think the way you behave and move in society should reflect that you are in a relationship.
Absolutely.
Like the way your character, the way you move, the places you go to, the people you hang around with. I think if you are in a marriage, people should look at you like automatically tell, oh, she's married. Look at that man, automatically tell, oh, he's married. But sometimes I see people who are in a relationship, but if you look at the way they move and the places they like to hang around with, the activities they like to do, I'm like, yeah, you're still single.
Shit. You own it today. I love this podcast. I love this. Keep going. You own it today.
I mean, on paper, your status says you're in a relationship, but your life says
the way you move, it ain't.
You're still single.
And I'm working on that. Look at
I definitely.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I truly am. I love my boyfriend to death. I'm really working on it, being faithful, being loyal, and representing myself as he was around me at all times.
Yeah.
And it's hard, and that just goes with loving yourself too. You have to be open and honest with yourself. And I'm really working on it. I'm turning the guys down left and right. I could post a picture of me singing on Instagram, and they will still DM me like, "Oh, hey, beautiful, I see you smiling today." Well, nigga, what you want me to frown? Like, and it's like, I'm not even trying to have that type of attention. I'm trying to just be myself and love myself, but it comes with discipline, setting boundaries, respecting yourself. And like you've been on it so hard today, Will. Like, you're helping me rethink everything I do, and making sure that what I'm doing right now, am I resembling that I have a man?
Yeah.
Am I respecting him?
Exactly.
Am I respecting myself? And that's hard to do. You gotta love yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you for this podcast.
No worries.
Thank you so much for this.
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
All right. I'll pass it to you, Alexa. But what do you think about that? Yeah.
Well, yeah, definitely. It's the way that he presents his concern. Is it in a controlling way? Like, hey, don't fucking wear that ever again. Or like, hey, this, I noticed you were getting a lot of attention. It makes me feel a little uncomfortable. Do you mind like wearing something that covers up more? So definitely the way that it's presented and communicated, and depends what it is, because I've been in controlling relationships too, where, hey, why is your hair different today? Like, I decided to wear my hair in a ponytail. What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
So it just depends how it's presented.
Yeah. I think based on my experience, being with around masculine men, I do agree with the way he's communicating. Like, if you go tell a woman, hey, bitch, you better do this.
Yeah, Will. Well, even start right saying bitch.
I started really bad.
I felt bad.
I felt bad even saying the word, but there's some men who talk like that.
Yeah, they do.
All right. But I think a healthy masculine man will have that conversation in a very effective way. But he's just going to lay it out to you of his boundaries, and it's up to you to make that choice.
Right.
He's going to tell you, look, I don't want my woman to dress in the way, this, and this, and this, and this. If you're not okay with that, let me know. Then you're not the woman for me.
Right.
And I think if as a woman, if you truly love that man, you respect his leadership, I think you don't have no problem addressing in the way that respects his boundaries. And I've seen examples of women who are like that. They have no problem going to their man, hey baby, like, what do you think about this?
Is it okay?
And then he would tell them, nah, go change. But but you just tell her straight up, because they already had the expectation already. You just tell her, okay, and she's okay with that because she respects his boundary, and then she'll go and change. But I think if you don't have the conversation up front, and I think one of the biggest problems with relationships today between men and women, especially the men, because I do believe you're the leader, you have to set the expectation. If your woman's acting out and you haven't communicated that, I blame the man. All right, but I think when a guy, if he lays it out to you, hey, this is what I'm looking for, then then you have to make that choice But no masculine man is gonna come up to you and be like, "Hey, can we have a conversation while you're dressing?" It's already done up front, and then the woman's already gonna. She already understands his boundary, and once you understand what he's looking for, the way you dress, then you, as a woman, because you understand his boundary, you're not gonna go against that. And if you're unsure about if something is against that boundary, what do you go to him? You're like, "Hey, I want to wear this, but what do you think?" And then he'll tell you, "No, that's okay," or "That's fine." But for most guys, like for me, you could be very conservative, but if you do want to dress more provocative, well, not provocative, I don't like to use that word provocatively, but more revealing, you can do that with me. Like if you're going to date, you can
Right
dress
next to you, not out with your friends.
Yeah, exactly, right next to me, because I'm right with you. Like everybody already knows that you're with me.
Right.
All right. So, but if you're by yourself, then that'll be an issue. But there's no conversation. I think it's already done up front.
Right.
You said women like being called a bitch. Axe too short. You ask him. What the hell?
But yeah, because if a man has to come to you and you guys have to have a discussion about what you're wearing, I don't think that he has really expressed that in the beginning. Because what happens is a lot of guys who tend to be passive aggressive and they're not in their leadership or in their masculine, they won't tell you their boundaries.
They won't care.
They won't care. But then when you do something upsetting, they don't take accountability and have that conversation. They try to blame you or they try to minimize you, degrade you, or they try to use some kind of emotional manipulation. But men who are their masculine, they're very accountable. They'll just lay it up front. Hey, I don't like that. They'll have that upfront, honest conversation, and then it's up to you whether you're gonna choose to be with him or not. And if you're not, then we'll just walk away.
Yeah.
But besides that, that's we've come to the end of the pod. Shout out to everybody. Ladies, thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having us here. Definitely a great experience.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. Definitely appreciate you guys coming on. Shout out to everybody in the live chat. Shout out to also, can I get some podcasts for all the super chat donations? Shout out to you. But I really appreciate you guys coming on tonight. I know you guys were coming far. I know you're from Stockton, and shout out.
We came far.
You guys came all the way from SoCal.
Yeah.
So another shout out to Alexa. No, shout out to you guys making the time to be part of it. I really appreciate that, making the effort. Very great opportunity to meet you guys. But since we've come to the end, I want to ask you guys, what's your final thoughts from tonight's conversation? What was your takeaways from tonight's conversation? And also, how can the masculine men find you?
Don't find me.
Don't. Wait, they need some time to change their profiles, y'all. So.
Yes, don't find me.
Well, let's give them a day. Let's give them a day to make some changes, and then they'll drop their socials. But I'll start with you, Christina. Final thoughts from tonight's conversation. Thank you for making the time to be part of it. And how can people find you if you want to?
Okay, well, my final thoughts about the podcast today. Basically, I'm gonna be more aware of what I say and what I do and what I post, because I am in a relationship and I believe it to be healthy. But some things I've been doing or just post on Instagram is not cool. Yeah. And so I'm gonna have to revisit that and make sure I'm posting things that he would also like. He allows me to be myself, but certain things I post is not okay. So this podcast, let me look at things differently, and I will work on that. If y'all do want to follow me, nah, y'all can't follow me. Okay, it's bad. But yeah, that was cool.
All right. Thank you so much, Christine. Thank you for coming. All right. You're learning.
Yes.
We'll keep it moving. I'll pass it to you, Sabrina. I apologize for messing your name.
Several times.
Several times. I'll give myself a whip.
Yeah.
All right. So I look.
So hard for you. You're not the first person.
I'm all about accountability, so I take it full accountability on messing up your name. My fault. Okay. But final thoughts for tonight's conversation, and how can people find you?
I don't want people to find me. I'm good where I'm at. No, right now I think I came across a very masculine man, so I'm good where I'm at.
All right. Shout out to him. Thank you so much. And last but not least, Alexa, thanks so much, as always, for making the time. All right. And how can people find you? And,
my
and
final
also and
thoughts.
also how your final thoughts.
My final thought is know what you want and be disciplined enough to stay on that path and don't settle for less. Yeah, my Instagram is my name, Alexa Navarrete, and that's
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
All right, Alexa did it. Y'all can follow me at Boss Living Nina. That's boss with 2 S's, living Livina, and then Nina Nina.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much.
Nope.
Thanks, y'all. Peace out. See you later.
Okay. But I think the last thing I just want to add on. Thank you so much as always. Appreciate you guys on always being on the live chat. The one thing I wanted to add when it comes to revealing women revealing their bodies, one of the things I always think about is I think as a man and a woman, we always want to exemplify the behaviors that sets the example of what our children is going to look up to.
We can
So-
all be better.
Yeah, to all be better, right? So the thing is for me is if your woman is saying posting pictures of herself, that's very revealing. My question as a man is like, would I want my
Looking very sexy. JoJo's gonna be mad. I gotta take a picture of all this stuff.
You do so good
I'm
in
sorry, well, go ahead.
Thank you.
Come on,
what I'm saying is if the thing is for me is I still see a lot of women that was like they'll post their body like this, this, and this, and this. I will ask them like, would you want your daughter to do the very same thing that you're doing?
Mhm.
And if the answer is yes, then hey, that's on you. But I think if people were honest, like, no, I wouldn't want my daughter to do this at this age, then the thing is, well, then exemplify that. So for me, is the way I say as a man is everything I
Take my bikini photo off, huh?
Keep it up.
hey,
Keep it.
I would.
I'm the friend saying keep it.
All right. What I'm saying is for me, I try to act in a way because I do want children, I do want family, but I would try to act in a way that embodies the type of man that I want my boys to grow up in.
Right.
So and I think the women should do the same thing. You know, if as a man, if I'm gonna select a wife, a woman to be the exemplify what I want my daughters to be, then I try to find a woman that has those very behaviors. But sometimes I do see that both men and women, to be fair, that they act and behave in a certain way. But then I would ask the men, okay, if you're behaving this way, would you want your daughter to date yourself? The men were like, no. Then I would ask the
I
women.
actually used that line once. I
Yeah.
told my ex, I said, you know what? I hope your daughter never comes across a man like you.
Exactly. And then the women would say, oh, I want to act this way. And then what would you want your son to date?
But that comes with like
Yourself.
growth and being grown and just being mindful, like of just knowing, like, okay, would you want your child to see this or would you want your child
Exactly.
to see like this?
Yeah.
But you have to be grown. You have to be in your masculine and you have to be feminine. Like you have to know what you're doing because social media never goes nowhere. Once it's out there in the air, it's in the air. You know, and it can always come back to haunt you. So just be mindful of what you post and what you do.
Yeah. It's but anyways, as always, that's one thing I always think about is when I because we're all human beings, right? Sometimes I get influenced and I want to do dumb shit. All right. But then I always think about like the way I'm behaving. Especially I'm a content creator, I'm online. So everything I do, my kids can go back and watch this all over again. So I always have to, how does that impact if my kids, my grandchildren come and rewatch me and when I'm younger. So I always try to act in a way that embodies what my future sons are gonna look up to, and especially for if I do have daughters, that what their father would be and the type of man they want to be is they see it through their father. So something I think about all the time. So I think that's something that both men and women should think about. That can definitely help you navigate the issues that you guys go through. But as always, I appreciate everybody that's always been tuning in the entire show. I see a lot of new names on here. Steve and Rami Lake, Robert, Unique, Blake.
You brought some of those, right?
Yeah, my sisters.
Alejandra, hey, what's up, Alejandra? I'll see you next Saturday. Shout out to Alejandra. All right. And I so appreciate you guys all on here. And I want to give a shout out to the ladies. For having up front. We had some real unfiltered and raw conversations. So I really appreciate you guys having the open conversation and taking the feedback, whether we agree or disagree. So I really appreciate that. I think more men and women need to have these conversations and not try to blame and shame each other online.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of shaming.
A lot of blaming and shaming and
A lot of
complaining.
blaming and shaming.
And whining and bitching.
Doesn't suit you.
Yeah, a lot of bitches out there.
Oh my god.
All right, but yeah, we gotta. I think having these conversations and try to figure out a solution for both because I do believe what I said in the beginning. I do believe men and women we're better together than apart. But as always, appreciate you guys. And of course, don't forget to follow me on all my social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. And of course, my topics is usually dependent on what you guys want me to talk about. So
They want to see the reverse of this.
the reverse of this.
Yep, next week,
Women.
reverse topic.
I want to see what they want men here.
You want men here?
Yeah. Look at
No. Okay. All right.
Men will
So
go,
Yep, next
I'll
week
stay
do
tuned
men
for
so we
that
can
one.
see their POV.
no,
on it.
the only men not allowed to come here is masculine men. I'm not bringing
Then
no
fine.
weak ass men. in
feel
here.
you.
okay, do this then. Find 4 or 5 masculine men, because that'll be about as much masculine men that I've ever seen in one room at
Oh
one
yeah.
time.
Oh yeah. Yeah. If I can find those men, which you already know it's rare, if I can find those men, they'll definitely be on here. But if you're looking for that, we have the Mastermind show on Thursdays. But yeah, I don't bring like simps and feminine and weak men on here that come here to talk about stupid shit.
Yeah, because this is real.
Yeah,
This is real. Yeah.
Last week I had my man. What do I forget? Oh, Damien from the Can I Get Some podcast. Very masculine, been married for 15 years, successful marriage with his wife. So I always want to bring in male guests who are in their masculine. They come in here, but I don't bring all these other bad examples because I think it's not good. It's not good for me, and you guys as well. All right, so but yes, as always, appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys next time, and yeah, peace, y'all. Peace.